Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Tabletop Fables, and for our first time viewers, welcome. I'm DM Cody and I'll be running tonight's game, and we're going to go around the table and introduce ourselves quickly.
I am Bredicus, I am playing Medrith. That's all you're getting.
I'm Anthony, I'm playing Cass, and I'm really sorry.
You're not? That means you choose their night game.
I'm Jacob, I'm playing Jafar, the greatest rogue in the land.
And I'm Lockie, and I'm playing Valius, the tiefling bard, who's here for generally here for a laugh, you know?
Alright, so because we've got quite a few new players, I'm going to do a brief recap of where we are. So we started off with our adventurers leaving to the high ice, far north, through the frozen wastes of winter, navigating what looked like a lava flow crossed with an ice flow. They barely managed to escape with their lives before they came across a encampment of drow who seemed to be shape changers and worship nature. Very unusual, especially as Medrith had some history with them. He wasn't very happy to see them. Moving on from that, Cass kind of destroyed the moon. We won't go into details. We won't go into details, but if you want to check it out, we have all our VODs on YouTube, so make sure you watch them to catch up. There were some great moments, including just casually unleashing Asian gods and...
I'm really sorry.
He did say it, we don't believe him. Which led us out, and the mountain was destroyed, and our party was captured by the drow. Awakened, they were tested several times by the drow to see what their intentions were. Sometimes they passed, sometimes not so much, until eventually they were led into the Underdark, where they found all sorts of horrors, including a giant snake that seemed to cast darkness, as well as deep gnomes and mushroom people, dwagar, mind flayers, another giant snake. It was a bad time. But they've managed to come back, and they've managed to clear the snake out, leaving the way open for the drow, who asked them to clear a path to an ancient temple that leads on the other side of the land. They found a mage by the name of Artemis at the top of a hill who managed to get them back here. A very interesting man who seemed to have very powerful magics. And where we left the party was resting up in the bottom of the Underdark with a strange mage. Let's find out what happens. So you've set up encampment, you've created a small hut, blends in perfectly with the rocks. Artemis all night has just been rambling and scribbling notes, talking to the people that are talking to him. We've gone through the watches, and he's explained to you that there's an ancient magic called the Underweave, which is magic that lives below the weave, an ancient magic that most people don't even know about, let alone can access anymore, but it seems like this must be connected somehow.
When it's my watch, so watch 4.
Yep, end of the day, or end of the night.
End of the time period that is indeterminate. Medrith would like to approach Artemis.
So you find him, he's calmed down a bit, it's just been a long night of being frantic. He's just rifling through some notes and scribbling. He's quite dark around the eyes, it looks like he needs some sleep but is refusing to take it.
So I sit down directly across from him, my axe across my lap, sort of silvery metal with the blue tinge of it, with the new weapon. And just sort of see if I get his attention.
He's sort of got a quill out, scribbling, just saying, negative energy, negative energy, negative energy, negative energy. The snakes. No. And keeps scribbling notes, seeming completely unaware, just in his complete focus of his studies.
So, wise one.
Yes.
Do you know much about magic?
Well, it is my specialty, yes.
Good. I do not.
I can tell.
Yet I can use it.
Now, I've seen you try, yes.
That is why I'm speaking to you. I can shoot beams of light from my hand. I can look at people and heal them. But I do not know what else I can do. I do not understand why I can do this properly.
The first time you saw him, he had a monocle. He pulls that up and looks at you for a moment, and well, you are touched by the gods. It's certainly not magic of your learning.
Yes.
I suggest you pray to them. For that weapon there seems to be a gift from them.
Yes, I made it with Morden's hammer.
Oh. That is not the markings of a Moradin.
Whose markings are it?
I don't know. Ilmater, perhaps?
His name does ring in my mind.
The fractal patterns, I have seen them before in his works. But I do not know.
Well, thank you. You've given me much to think of. Go back to the watch.
You sort of notice as you walk away, he lifts his monocle up again and watches you, staring particularly intently now. He did look at you to start with, but now he's staring at this bird that sits on your shoulder with great interest, and he pulls out another book and starts flipping through it. The end of the watch comes. It's been fairly uneventful. Through the night, you are woken up. Somehow through your hut, a snake has appeared and slithered up to you, and it just sits there staring at you.
I pat it on its head. How you going?
As you do, it turns and slithers off and goes a little way, then stops and sort of rears up a bit and looks at you.
I say, well, it looks like they're not sleeping with the hut tonight. And I step out of the hut and it disappears.
Yep.
And I follow the snake.
So it doesn't take long. You follow it to where you saw Vilvana disappear not that long ago. And it winds down a path, and it's not far in that you find a scratching on a cave in Thieves' Cant.
What does it say?
It reveals, check the rocks below, and it also just says, I will pay my debt, I will see you soon.
Check the rocks below. I look down, is there rocks below?
There is a pile of rubble, just at the base of where this Thieves' Cant is.
Can I just investigate and see?
Yes, so as you clear the rubble, you find a small brown bag, a sack, tied up with a strip of leather, and as you pick it up, it's quite heavy, and you hear the sound of metal on metal.
I sort of peek in.
It glows sort of a soft silver colour, and you recognise it immediately as unprocessed platinum.
Damn. Hook me up, man. Alright, yeah, I'll put it away into my bag. I don't know where she's going, so
Yep.
I'm going to assume that she's safe if she's left me there, so I'll head
At least so far.
so far. Yeah, she got here. She got this far. She got about 10 metres. We're doing good.
From the note, you'd infer that she was sent on a mission.
Yeah.
She's not doing that. You would figure she's worked out the Queen of Deceit's plan and managed to escape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I assume that she's heading back to where we're from
Yes.
to pay her debt.
Yep, so that snake disappears off into the crevices of the rock, and
I give him a little treat before he goes.
what's a snake treat?
It is a dried piece of meat in my ration.
Just a dead mouse.
Yeah, I can carry these at all times with blood. I need them.
Not a dead.
I head back to the group.
Yeah.
Tieflings. Carrying around dead rats.
So eventually you'll wake up feeling rested.
When everyone gets up, it says, we don't have to worry about Bhavana. She's making her own way out of here. We're on our own now.
Where do we want to go back to?
Where do we want to go back to?
Yeah, do we want to go back to the town where we came from?
Yes.
We do. Isn't Artie Smarty gonna be pretty persistent in going that way?
Well, he's going to have a bunch of drow with him. I don't think he really needs our help.
Well, I mean, I'm all up for whatever you want to do, to be honest.
I got some people I need to talk to.
Sure.
I'm not looking to travel the entire way through the Underdark to Baldur's Gate.
No, that sounds terrible.
Can I roll a survival check to see how exactly long that would take?
To
Walk underneath the ground to get to Baldur's Gate from where we currently are.
sure, yeah.
13.
You think about it, and with the twists and turns and the ups and downs of the Underdark, you just think it's not worth trying.
Assuming years of getting lost.
If you're a powerful wizard that could meld through stone, maybe. You think Artemis could probably do it just from what you've seen, but you wouldn't really be confident trying yourself.
Well, yeah, it's not a trip for us. It's a bit too far. And honestly, I think we've had the crap kicked out of us a little bit too hard. I would like to have a proper sleep and a drink. God, do I want a drink?
What do you want, like some tiefling rum?
You have wrong.
Do you have rum?
I have tiefling rum.
Is it any good?
I like it.
Is it strong? Quaff it.
You might want to make a con save.
Tastes like fire.
9.
You start coughing and black smoke just starts coming out of your mouth.
That's intense.
I believe it's a 10.
The greatest rogue in the land also just wanted to look cool with the smoke coming out of his mouth. So deliberately coughs.
I just drink it and just like
12.
smoke rings. So smooth.
I hand you a dead fish.
Tastes like ass and brimstone.
That's probably all.
What
It's
is it?
Right.
You kept it in your bag of holding, it's probably okay.
Alright.
Hold on. Save that for later.
What
Put
do
it
you
in
make?
like the side pocket of my bag.
What do you make that out of? Is it tieflings? Like elven bloodline? It's made out of elves.
I really hope it isn't, to be honest.
It would explain a lot.
So what's the plan? We're heading.
Well, the way I see it, might as well just get Ari to send us.
True. Although he didn't sleep.
No, he didn't.
How messed up does he look?
Oh, he looks very tired.
He has those fancy crystals he can sniff.
I feel like that isn't good for him. Just
While we're discussing this, I pick up the hammer and make sure it's my person.
Yep.
Just in case we just magically, like, he just turns around and gestures again and we're gone.
So you firmly fasten the hammer of the gods to your side.
Yeah, I took the extra straps and stuff from the drow.
We haven't seen Kareth or Zekulu come back.
No.
she kind of like estimation would be back for a day or so more, would she?
Really hard to tell considering she has to go past either past some pretty serious
Or around.
enemy territory or around a long way.
Right. So at least a while.
You'd think so, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
She might not be through for long.
Did we want to go back first?
Do you want to leave a note for her? Thank her for talking to snakes for us?
Well, I imagine your penmanship's better than mine.
Maybe.
Charles' penmanship is incredible.
Go around a pinch of her.
In common.
Performance check.
For what?
You're trying to write it in night's sleep.
Yeah. Just that, tries. Just that bids you good farewell.
Jethar realises he just doesn't care and he just starts scribbling. 12?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
You write fairly averagely, but it looks decent enough.
What am I writing here?
It's just drawn a cat. Just thanking her for helping us.
Oh,
And that
right.
we wish to see her again someday.
I didn't add that last part.
Do I see you not at that last one?
Zing. After all she's done for you personally. So Adam's is still just in there scribbling notes. You see him scribble and his eyes closed and he snaps up and keeps writing.
I start playing just a lullaby really softly on my lute.
Roll performance.
I just system
19.
like air playing the loop.
After a few times he just
Should have done this at the start
Yes.
of the night.
falls asleep.
I would like to pick up his book and read it.
Sure. Roll a perception.
Do we want to give him a couple of rounds before we ask?
I feel like he needs a rest for sure.
We can always bomb around for a while.
A lot of it seems to refer to the negative energy plane, the moon and the moon shade. Other than that, mostly random scribblings of moons of what looks like a torn curtain, and just lots of incoherent speech that seems to change between languages.
Can I
It reaffirms that you're not sure if he's a genius or crazy.
can I have a look at that just now?
Maybe both.
Hold on. I scribbled in the back of what Jafar was here. I'm gonna hand him.
Alright, Casper's here. Chuckle to myself. Give it through, just start a smile, and then I'll.
Okay, I just want to be clear. This guy probably has power word death.
That's alright. Yeah, I'll just flick through it and write down anything I feel is of note in my own journal.
Yeah. Okay. So
If you need to
roll a insight for me.
Yeesh. That's a 23.
So you do come across a couple of references to Moonshade Isles, and it keeps referring back. And there's a picture of what looks like a torn curtain, and something about the Feywild. And you start piecing together after the book you've read that there are waters of the Feywild somewhere in the Moonshade Isles.
You saying Moonshade, sorry?
Moonshade, S-H-A-E.
That sounds like a start.
Fae. Was it Fae Wild or Fae?
F-A-E.
What would you say after Fae? Fae.
Wild.
It was Fae
Water.
Wild? Fae Water. See, I thought it was.
Or Fey Wild Water, whatever you want to call it.
There's just lots of stuff going on. What's
Waters of the
Fae?
Fey Wild.
I'd like to take the book.
I'll pass over.
Medrith was here.
No.
Puny human.
I go to the bit. I saw him take notes after looking at me.
Yep.
I just sort of quickly read it, sort of nod, close it, place it on his lap.
I pick it back up.
Before he puts it down, I grab it and I flick through and I don't recognise like any languages pretty much, right?
Yeah, there's some parts in common. There's some parts in pretty much every written language in here.
Right.
Some
Well, that I don't understand.
Most of it, yeah.
I want to place it down in front of me and it says, and now we've been seeing people with a really useful spell and I want to give this a go. So I pull out my violin and I start playing just a really quite long, 5 minutes for a while until my the bow glows bright white and I touch it to my neck and I try to cast comprehend languages.
Yep, roll a d20.
That'd be a 7.
So you see a couple of new words just seeming glow blue and pop out of the page, but then they just recede back into this mix of languages.
What are you doing?
Trying to read. Can't read.
Okay, I'll put it back. I've got the book and I flip to the back and I remove my name. So it just says Cass was here. And he hates wizards. I'll put hates wizards.
Prank.
I'm gonna put it back.
It's not very nice.
Should we look after him for a while?
He's
Or-
assisted us in these matters.
For 8 hours or...
You hear a slight thump, and he's just sort of fallen onto his side, snoring lightly.
I lift up his head and put a little pillow underneath it. There are sweet dreams.
Maybe a rolled up cloak or something.
Yeah, take my cloak and just...
I take his book and I just put it on my person.
Yep.
Having seen these people mess with it constantly. Then once people aren't quite as much paying attention, I sort of take a few steps away, sort of hold up my hands and I try to make them sort of glow and touch my eyes, see if I can read other languages.
Roll a d20.
Nope.
Yeah, so as you're looking at the page, just intently focusing, just nothing changes.
Guess we sit and I pull out my cards.
I would like to play a game.
That's
But
good.
perhaps you should use my cards.
That's a risk
They look a
disaster.
lot nicer than your cards. They have cats on them.
I know exactly what those cards are. Just
And naked cats. Yes.
so not into naked cats. Play with this fresh, unopened deck of cards, shall we?
Are you going to
This
set
is
a
an
wager?
open deck.
I don't trust your cards, Jafar. I know exactly what you're trying to pull right now.
Jafar has no idea what you're talking
Because
about.
I've pulled it for years.
So that's what happened with the
So
Dwayne.
your deck is already... You've tampered with your deck is what you're saying.
I've tampered with this deck, pulling out a different deck that you've never seen before. But this deck's fine.
Jafar does not trust you. You're not trustworthy like the greatest rogue.
Cass, you want to play cards?
No.
I'm going to play solitaire.
I got a rule: never play cards with a man that carries a lute, a flute, or something that plays music.
I do not have any of those things. Would you like to play cards with Jafar?
I put my lute, my flute,
Yeah.
and my...
That's also a no.
I put my lute, my flute, and what's my other instrument that I have with me?
What is your other instrument?
Oh yeah, my violin. I was literally just playing. I put that in my hand and I was like, I'm not carrying them anymore.
Yeah. No.
That seems fair.
Thank you. Do you want to play?
Yes.
Alright. How do we play again?
Just a roll off, essentially.
Jafar will also play.
Oh, is it, you said 2d6 and
That was a game. What game are you playing?
just that one.
Yeah, that's fine.
So 2d6?
Yep. Roll off whoever gets higher.
Can I sleight of hand and get a reroll?
You can sleight of hand, and if you succeed, you can reroll one dice. If you fail, you get caught out cheating.
I got a 4 and a 6.
DC is 15.
Okay, I'll just leave it.
Just my passive perception.
I show my cards. 5.
We got total or each us?
Total.
10.
Kaz, I think you have the right idea. Let's rate on 8.
You win.
So you spend the rest of the
I'll take a
time.
gold coin and flick it over to you.
I do the same.
You spend the rest of the time reading this book about how to forge the Eye of Abbathor, and come out with an understanding of how you can do it, or at least you think you do.
I'm gonna have to talk to some people at some point.
You can talk to us. We're here for you.
We have 8 hours, well, 7 hours at least.
Well, Medris, what I want to talk to you about is a little bit private.
This cave's real big.
Yeah.
You can go to there or there.
I don't want
Because
to.
you're not moving.
I don't want to be rude.
You want a room?
I don't want to be rude.
It's alright, you're short.
Well, you literally
Probably
just
won't see
said that
anyway.
you didn't want to talk with us near you.
That
Right.
and this one is very hard to spot.
Far would not eavesdrop.
That's probably a lie, but I can't tell.
I pull out my bell and I tie it around Thus neck.
We both know that ain't gonna help. We both know.
I take it back.
We've shed blood together. I would not be offended.
I'd rather do it over a drink anyway, and not smoky
I would like
death
a
drink.
drink. I have a drink.
Is it water?
I think it's fish water.
Maybe.
I'll take a swig.
Oh,
Is it
Catnip.
It's catnip and it tastes awful.
Had worse.
have you
Taking out the swig.
You've had this.
I do have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you know much of the god Ilmater?
I'll roll a religion check.
Yeah.
Not one.
Not your god.
Not right now.
Hashtag not your god.
It's been a long week though.
Very well.
If you need, we can go look up some texts if need be. I'm sure there's the temple where I can get what I need.
Yes. I know where there is one temple, but I do not wish to return there in a hurry. But very well. I will attempt to contact in my own way.
If we get back to Hartswell, I might be able to arrange something.
That would be appreciated.
You just hear in the background, oh, but carp don't have legs. You sort of look over and you see Artemis start writing in nothing and look around looking very confused.
Your book?
Oh, thank you. He starts scribbling
I kept the dirt
frantically.
off it.
Artie,
Yes. Yes.
can you do us a favor?
Another one?
Well, if you don't mind.
Oh, why not?
It's a two-parter.
Have you ever seen a carp with legs?
Yes.
Once,
Yes.
Where?
A Jathar? You
He's
built.
not a carp.
No, but he was the one that saw it first.
Yeah. I strip that down this tunnel and you go back over there and then there's a small ride.
No. No, carp can't have you. Sorry, what did you want?
It might have been near the Fur Baron Trout.
What?
The Fur Baron Trout. It's
Anyway, ask me a favor.
deep set. No, okay, fine. Two-parter. There's a snake lady that might be in here somewhere. If you see her, can you send her back to us? And
You auntie.
I
yeah,
don't think that's needed. She's alright.
just in case she is
Yeah,
down here
just in
somewhere.
case.
Just
Not a
I
giant snake.
suppose I won't be here long.
True.
and can you send us to Hartsvale?
Hartsvale. He rubbed his eyes a bit.
Or where are you going?
That way. I've
Okay.
been waiting for you.
Yeah, we figured that trek is too long for us, and we've been beaten to the ground, and you'll have some drow to help you. So
He just kind of deadpan stares at you for a minute. You can see he's processing. He's been waiting all night, tired as anything for you to rest. Now he's saying you're not going anyway,
yep. I do apologize.
and you disappear. You just look around. It's just white everywhere.
Oh,
You see large trees growing up, covered in snow, and there is a snowfall slowly drifting down on top of you.
I immediately pull out a big cloak and put it on.
I don't see any sign of if Abbathor came this way, do I?
No sign of it here.
I'll start moving towards town at a reasonable pace.
I'd like to make a survival check to see if I know where we are.
Yes.
How heavy is the snowfall? Do we have good vision or not?
Reasonable, not great vision.
21.
You're sort of looking around trying to get your bearings and you hear a loud bang and you look over your shoulder and you see the jettison of rock flying across and you realise you're probably around a large lava drift.
The lava drift will be east of town. Perhaps a day, perhaps 2.
Well, here's hoping it goes better than last time. And we'll start making our way.
So it's fairly late in the day by the looks of it. The sun is going down the horizon, but if you've got a couple of hours travel before you have to set up camp or decide to go through the night.
Sounds good.
So
Rug up.
rug up.
Yeah, I'll
And
keep
move
watch
forward.
out back as well.
Yep.
Just in case.
And you start moving. It's hard and slow going. The snow is falling, but it seems to be flowing fairly steadily. It's slowing you down, but not stopping you.
Yeah.
You make reasonable time. Roll a survival check.
Everyone.
Whoever's in the lead.
I'll do it with advantage.
I'm sure I'm pulling up the lead.
20.
Yep, so you roll well enough. You're fairly certain you've headed in the right path to go straight back towards Hartsvale.
Are we going to stop when it gets dark enough?
Yeah, probably safe.
So after a couple of hours travelling, it does start getting fairly dark. You figure if you don't set up camp now, it's going to be you're setting up in the dark. Which isn't necessarily a big problem, but it is not the ideal situation.
I lay in the loot and I build us a hut.
Never mind.
So you start walking the perimeter, playing your loot. You see sort of small bricks starting to form as they spiral upwards with magic and form a dome, and then what does it look like here?
Just snow covered.
Just looks like a white dome,
Yeah.
blending in with snow surrounding it.
I would like to see if I can spot an animal around.
Yep, roll perception.
23.
Yep, there's a couple of rabbits hopping around.
Is there any chance of me hitting one with a javelin and only knocking it unconscious? Probably not.
What do you have on you? What weapons or items?
I have my great axe, but I'm not yet aware of what a packed weapon is.
Yep.
Have some javelins, some normal ones, and the dwarven ones. Have the hand axes. I have a crowbar, a hammer, some warm clothes. I have explorer's pack.
Roll a perception for me.
15.
You do notice there's a few under the snow, some little parts of brown sticking out, which would be rocks, so you can probably pick up and use to throw.
I just like to get a rock and I'll take a few steps away and try to skim it, take one out.
Roll to hit with disadvantage, it's not a hard DC.
Nope, that's a nat 1.
With disadvantage, yeah, okay. So you skim and it sort of just misses completely. Roll a d20 for me.
9.
Luckily it doesn't seem to notice.
Alright, I'm going to try again, line myself up. So it was advantage of being natural 20, but it's disadvantage. I think you can tell from those guys. So we have these really nice dice trays rolling. They're helping one of my dice roll very well. But yeah.
Too bad about the other one.
Too bad about the disadvantage. So yeah, natural 1.
That's right, I always roll crap.
Seeing this, Jafar will go outside and he'll like rock and throw that right.
So roll another d20 for me.
5.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have noticed, so you can give it a shot.
Disadvantage?
Yes.
Wow.
Roll a d20 for me.
Was that the same result as what I got?
10.
The rabbit looks up at this one and just dashes off into the snow, kicking up snow behind it. You're going to catch it. It's a rabbit. You're a giant cat man.
I killed the rabbit and bring it back.
Extra speed. You see Jafar coming back. Is it in your mouth?
Yeah.
With the rabbit hanging limply in his mouth.
I just sort of shake my head and walk off.
The dove flies from your shoulder and lands on the snow between you and Jafar.
I the dog have hungry. They're just gonna sit there.
Yeah, it's staring at you.
I drop the rabbit and I try and catch the dog.
Roll a grapple check.
Athletics, yeah.
Yeah.
15.
So you grab the dove, lift it up, and it just your paws squished together as the dog appears back on the ground where it was.
I did see that I've
I
taken
repeat it
about.
over and over and over again.
If you try again, I rush at you and just try to shoulder you to the ground.
Yeah.
Athletics, if it's a sharp attack, 16.
I can use acrobatics now, yeah?
Yeah, if you're avoiding an attack. Especially a bludgeoning
I was
one.
like facing the wall, I'll roll over it.
I dodge out of the way with 18.
You got on the big guy.
So you just charge
Oh,
and
and I
Jafar
push him into the
just
snow.
jumps.
He's the greatest roll in the world.
Roll a deck save. What's your spellcasting DC?
Huh?
What's your spellcasting DC?
I'll take that.
14.
No, I rolled really. I got an unnatural one.
So you slip to the side and just sort of, with your back of your paw hitting in the back of the head, and you just face plants into the snow.
I'll laugh.
Who said it was over yet?
I stand back up, sort of focus on him.
I
I'm
pull
sick of
out
him.
my cloak.
I'm sick of him dodging
It's
out of
fine.
my way, and I just throw my magic at him and try to hold him in place.
Yep, roll a d20.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you start laughing, get caught mid-laugh, and you just feel like you're frozen in place. Your muscles just stop working.
I walk over, grab him by the throat, and lift him so he's about 4 feet off the ground.
Murderous.
And I just go, "You leave Malwyn alone!" And just throw him to one side. Point made. I then release concentration on whatever magic came out of me.
Yeah, so you hit the ground, stiffen, and your muscles just start moving again.
Take the money and then give it back to Malcolm.
You see Melton's flitted over on the ground, kicking up a bit of snow as he's done so, and sitting next to this dead rabbit that's been left behind, staring at you.
I walk over to him and I sort of lean down where it's there and I say, "I was going to get it to honour Ilmater so I could ask him about my magic, but it is dead now. I'll have to find another one."
It flits up and lands on your axe. And as it does, the fractal pattern seems to glow just for a moment.
I sort of step back away and just sort of sit down and try to ponder on what that means.
Once you draw the axe, it flits down and sits on top of the rabbit. And stares at you and just sort of cocks its head a little bit.
Thinking about various rituals I'm aware of, I sort of, okay, I start to try to focus on the whatever magic's in the axe and take the axe down so I can start to skin it.
Roll a d20.
11.
So you bring this axe down to skin the rabbit. You start peeling under the flesh, and all of a sudden you hear a tiny chirp, and the rabbit jumps up and starts hopping away.
I will probably be pondering this the rest of the night.
You see it as it disappears around a tree, sort of glowing with a faint blue aura before that fades away and it disappears into the darkness.
I've been watching this quite eagerly.
I imagine so. There's not a lot of entertainment out in the snowfields.
I mean, Brett's very aware of what's going on, but Medrith is just, he's just looking puzzled and he sort of goes off to ponder this strange response to what he was trying to do.
Can I roll an Arcana check on what just happened?
Yeah.
14.
Magic. But you can sense it is divine magic of some sort.
Have I seen anything like that before?
You've seen clerics perform like healing touches where they'll touch people and they'll mend it. Almost look like that, but with the weapon cutting it and healing it.
Yeah. Did it seem like a focus, like a wizard's focus, or like the way I use my holy symbol?
It's very hard to tell, but after you saw the axe glow and saw the rabbit glow, there's definitely some sort of correlation there.
And we'll ponder this separately.
So, time to camp for the night.
Yep.
How are we setting up watches? Are we setting up watches?
I'll go first.
Oh, second.
Big old 7.
Seems to be quiet. It's snowing quite heavily now. The dome's actually covered in another layer of snow, making it done really well. And it seems like not much is going on outside. Everything's taken shelter.
I'll wake up to Tharm and go to sleep.
18.
Same as what, Valley. It's all fairly quiet, not much happening, but about 2 hours into your watch, you do see a speck of light sort of off through the trees. It seems to very lightly bounce and weave through the trees.
I dash over to see what it is.
So you dash to where you thought it was, and it's some distance away. Seems to be moving away from the camp.
Return.
So you return.
Then I turn invisible. I'm assuming it's under my watch. Turn invisible, and I pull out the barrel of fish and I dump it over Meredith.
Unfortunately, there's no one here by that name. Cool. That wakes me up. Unhappily.
And I'm gone.
Pure instinctual anger. I stand up, grab one of my javelins and throw it at the thing that attacked me and ran. Not even fully conscious of what's going on.
Where did you run to? The hut's only 10 feet across.
I ran out of the hut.
Roll perception for me.
19.
You see what looks like giant cat paw prints in the snow because it's quite thick. That seem to be still moving.
Oh, okay, yeah. Should I have done that with disadvantage then?
No, because it's giant cat paws in fairly thick, soft snow. It's hard to miss. With snow still being kicked up.
I will throw a javelin. That's probably a good thing that I only got 13. Sorry, 12.
I'm assuming that doesn't hear you. So you sort of, as you run off, you hear it thunk, and you see Medrith standing at the door with an empty hand now and a large javelin impaled the tree just next to you as you dash around. Looking back, you see your footprints.
I'll use my actor feat to laugh as Valius.
Sure. Roll with disadvantage. You did just leave giant cat paw prints in the snow behind you.
I wake up in the middle of all of this.
That one.
I would also add that
I roll over in bed and go, no more snakes, please.
Medrith has seen Jathar with this the fish from his bag holding. So look around. It's just going to be. I'll take the next. Basically, spend the next watch just scanning around, looking for Jathar.
Did you come back?
Yep, holding a barrel of fish.
So you just see a giant barrel of fish floating towards you.
Oh, I'm not invisible anymore.
With Jafar. So blending into the snow with his white fur.
I'm just going to pop a couple of Eldritch Blasts in the barrel of fish.
You explode my barrel of fish. What are you
imagine
doing?
you do.
Jafar was eating those.
I was saving you from another mistake. You seem to drop them around. Clumsy little fool.
Jafar only has one barrel of fish.
Not anymore.
What are you talking about?
Everybody, quiet, and I cast silence in the hut, and then go back to sleep.
Roll perception.
23.
As you're arguing, just behind your thigh, you see what looks like a lamp, maybe, floating around, weaving through the trees in the distance.
You see me look behind you and pull my great axe, but I'm only looking slightly, but I'm still focused on where you were. And
Seems to be maybe 120 odd feet away.
I just watch it.
It hovers there and just sort of bounces a little bit back and forward between the trees. After standing for a while, even trying to adjust to the night sky, you can't really tell what's holding it though.
Knowing it's probably another one of Jastar's tricks and I want to get one up on him, I'll head out. The rope to collect my javelin, but I'm keeping an eye on whatever he's doing now.
I follow behind him, not seeing the floating lantern.
So the fire just kind of falls into step behind you as you pull your javelin out. Ahead of you, you see the floating lantern. It seems a little bit closer now.
Mm-hmm. I know he's going to get me from behind, so I'm waiting for a right moment to just swing around and grab him, but I'm watching this thing pretending to fall for his trap.
I am pretend stealthing like this.
Very, very quiet.
So I get it probably to about within 60 feet.
Yep, and it seems to start moving away.
I don't think I would have heard of anything like little wisps of the like, so Once I'm within...
Within 60 feet, it looks very much like a lantern. You can
Oh,
see
I
the
see.
silhouette of a lantern. If you're following behind, yes.
Who's there?
You see the lantern swing and just come to a slight halt, and then it starts moving off into the darkness.
I just turn around.
I'm
Stop playing tricks with me. Well, then whenever you... Whenever I see him go,
shout it.
Jathar, stop playing tricks. I'm trying to keep a watch. We may be attacked by the drow here.
They seem quite hostile.
The lurings and traps. And then I just go back.
I continue chasing the lantern.
Yeah, you seem to be slowly gaining up, but it's going really quick.
I stop after 10 minutes if I don't catch it.
Won't take 10 minutes. After about 2 minutes, I'll get you to make a dex save
Alright.
with disadvantage.
Doesn't matter.
6.
So the night goes past, you'll wake up in the morning and notice Jathar just isn't there.
It was a 9, if that makes a difference.
Doesn't.
Well, Jathar's on one of the escapades.
Yeah.
I say we just head on like we were doing before.
Yes.
Oh, we should probably track him down.
Alright.
I
Brave leader.
Yep.
You didn't kill him, did you?
No.
I mean,
If I killed him, his head would be on a spike out the front as a warning to the rest.
fair enough.
I checked to
The
see
rest is you, by the way.
I checked to see if Medric was wearing a white fur cloak.
No, it's a very nice blue magical cloak protection. As I've always had this entire
Yes.
time.
How is it so clean after all this time, Medric?
I gesture and suddenly your clothes are soiled, and then I gesture and they're cleaned.
Then I do the same.
Yeah.
And Kath is just standing there looking grubby.
Witchcraft.
Do you want some of this to wake you up?
Yeah, actually, why not? Take a
I pull
swig.
out a small glass for you and just give you a drop.
Make it a proper shroud.
I take the glass back and give him the skin.
Take a swig. 14.
Yeah, you bit of smoke comes out of your nose, but you hold it down better this time.
Gets better.
It's the best.
You taste almost like a sulfury taste at the end.
I should say,
Right next.
Jathar did chase some light. I thought it was his tricks, but if he has not returned soon, then
A light?
perhaps someone killed him in the night.
A light.
Well, we should bury the proper burial then. I scan and see if I can see a light.
I'd just like to point out, you all know he's the greatest regular land. I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's fine,
But you
but
better go and look at it.
fearless leader decided that it was worth checking out, so
We at least have to reclaim his corpse.
yeah.
He does have a lot of weapons in his bag.
Ooh. Apparently they sell a lot to deep down underground dwarfs who love red gems. And that we come across that all the time, so.
But
Right.
it went in that direction.
So who's taking lead?
I guess I'll look for his tracks.
Yeah, survival with advantage.
I'll be watching up back.
So that is 21.
Yeah, so it takes probably about 15 minutes of walking speed, but eventually you do hear some slight sounds up ahead. And you walk up to see a giant hole in the snow and what looks like it drops into a big ditch.
I chuckle loudly. Deep and loud. As I just... I am assuming Jathar is in said hole when I look in.
When you look in, you find Jathar there, wrapped and bound by what looks like vines.
I'm pretending to be asleep if I'm not unconscious.
You're not unconscious, you've been in there all night trying to get out and it's just got a hold of you, and it's, every time you pull out, another one grabs you.
Alright, I'm totally pretending to be asleep.
I'll grab a rock and just like start and see if I can peg him right in the noggin to wake him up. I'm not going in there.
Can I talk?
Yeah, I mean, you're wrapped up, your body's wrapped up.
When he throws the first stone, I'll go, Jafar! Oh, hello, Kaz. I was just relaxing here. You have found me.
You see his paw sort of struggle to shake as he tries to wave at you.
Well, then I'm sure you should be able to get out of there quite easily then.
If I can get out, of course. He's the greatest rogue in the land.
I am In awe of your skills, and I cannot wait to see them. Please demonstrate.
Roll a d20 for me.
16.
Oh, no, like you want to get out, you didn't want to be here, but now that people are seeing you struggling and bound, this is far worse than any fate you could imagine at the hands of whatever's down here. And you focus, and just in a puff of mist appear at the top.
See? I told you, greatest rogue in the land.
I smack some frost off of him and then keep walking.
Now you look down, see these tentacles sort of writhing, and then they wrap back together and then come to settle at the bottom of this hole in the ground.
I pick up a rock and throw it in.
It hits one of them, it sort of writhes a bit and then stops.
Perhaps you should go down and investigate.
Oh yeah,
You know
sure.
about plants.
Yeah, let me just walk right down there.
Jafar thinks it's a good idea.
I'm doing that.
Is there anything under the vines?
You're not sure. When you were down there, you sort of got held at the top.
Can I see anything from the top behind me?
No, they're quite thick.
No.
Roll an insight. Yes, quite strange.
Can I throw a rock past them?
Well, they sort of fill the bottom. You could try and really hard throw a rock and see if you could pierce through them. But
So
you know
they
you
move
get
when
a
they
lot
get
of...
by a rock, yeah?
They writhe a little bit, yeah.
Can I throw a rock to distract them and throw a rock past?
You can try.
I'll try that.
Yep.
Ten.
10. So you peg on the rocket moves and you try and throw another one and it skims. And just for the briefest moment you see what look like teeth, large white teeth, just beneath the surface before it wraps back over.
Jafar has found something interesting. Perhaps we should investigate.
Is it a hole?
It's
Is
a
it-
hole with
We already saw the hole.
Is it Heart's Veil?
Jafar thinks so. Clearly this is a secret entrance that you should observe.
After you then,
Overly.
Scout.
He has a point.
Now I'll scout ahead.
Aren't these things attacking us though?
Now that you know it's here, you don't know what the reach on these vines are, but you figured you could probably crawl down the wall a bit.
That sounds safe.
Can I get out of eyesight of these guys?
If you walk behind a tree or something, yes.
Alright.
There's some fairly large trees that would hide you.
Jafar, but then I'm gonna move away from the hole, don't I?
You have to move away from the hole a little, yeah. Although there are trees fairly close. If you look at it, you kind of go, it almost looks like this is designed to make sure people can't see it before they're on top of it if they're chasing something.
No, Jafar will walk in the trees, turn invisible, and then climb the tree and jump.
You're jumping into the pit.
Just enough so that I land so I don't leave a trail for the snow.
Just have to decide
Okay, roll
what you do
a
next.
dex check with disadvantage.
Have I seen a creature like this before? Or heard of?
Roll history.
Is there a chance I would have in the mountains?
24.
Probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, wouldn't.
You never heard the name of the creature, but you've heard horror stories about a creature that can make psychic projections that lead people into it, but slowly devour it over time.
I like
What's
it.
that look, Cat?
But green.
It's all good. He'll be fine.
You want me to? You want me to do something about this? I've been working on something.
Sure, go for it.
I got a 9.
For okay. So Jathar walks behind a tree. A few minutes later, you hear a bit of thud, and you see the vines hit and then start wrapping around something, and then it just stops.
Does it look like there's a invisible body wrapped in vines down there?
Can't really tell. There's so many vines; it could be anything underneath them now.
I look for Jafar.
Not there.
13 plus my 1 intelligence.
You notice there's some claw marks that weren't there before on the far side of this pit that seem to lead down to the bottom.
Jafar, are you in the pit again?
I can still talk, yeah?
Yeah, you're invisible.
Yes, there appears to be treasure down here, guys.
There isn't.
I pull out
It's trying to eat you.
a teapot out of my mess kit. Do you want some elvish breakfast?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. I use precipitation to heat it up. We'll wait for you up here.
Pull out a ration. I'll start sacred flaming it. Chop it up. Just let us know if you need a hand.
Idris, would you like tea?
Elf tea, yes.
Yeah, sure. I'll pour you a cup as well.
Do you need to reroll a character?
He said that it's a psychic effect. It's not affect me with the ring of my shield?
It cast an illusion, essentially.
Oh, okay.
That's how it lured you in. Looked like a lantern.
Why can't I see you?
Jafar is the greatest rogue in the land. If you could see him, what would be the point?
Where are you? Like...
Can I try and escape?
Roll a d20.
Up here if you need us, buddy. Just all you gotta do is ask.
As you're talking to him from behind you, his voice sounds out. A puff of mist just sort of brushes over the back of you, but you turn around to see nothing.
I quickly walk back behind it. I'm leaving marks in the snow.
From here, you think you could probably jump to the tree. There'll be 2 prints, but they will probably be kicked up by your jump. And you could pull on the tree and climb around the back if you want to pretend you're there the whole time.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Does anyone have any sugar?
You don't want the sugar I've got.
Yeah, so you know, just jump off.
It's kind of like dirt.
Oh, it was like drugs. It was weird. Give me a weird vibe just in case.
I turn invisible and I walk up.
Not in that life anymore.
As you're talking, you see Jathar just walk out from the tree he walked around not that long ago.
Jafar has investigated the hole. There was some nice loot down there, but Jafar didn't want it. If you want it, you can go back down there and get it.
If you can teleport Jafar, why don't you just teleport underneath it?
Or teleport us to Hartsvale.
I did go beneath it.
What was there?
What I need the treasure. I don't know, some dwarven things, you know, crummy dwarf craftsmanship, that stuff.
Needs milk.
I know what that is. You know that, right?
Jafar knows you're a dwarf.
Did you followed something out here, didn't you? Little bit of an illusion.
Jafar found
That's
himself.
like elves at all.
little bit of something down here, and it's trying to eat you. There's no treasure. It's trying to eat you.
Jafar found treasure. Look, and I pull out the dwarven sword.
There is a dwarven sword there. It looks very familiar.
Yeah, almost like we found a bunch of them.
Very similar too.
I put it away, and I found this, and I put the sword I got from Alistair, and I put it away.
We were there when he summoned that for you. You know that, right?
Jafar does not know.
I'd like to turn my back, unless I bring my hands back around, going, what about something like this? And it's just like a huge red gem, like what the Druigar were mining.
Yes, there was down there too.
And my prestidigitation ends. So I'm by the back.
Alright, well, I'll just start to sacred flame the crap out of the hole. See if I can do some damage before we leave, and then I'll kick some dirt in it.
Yep. I weave my hands together and try to conjure flame as I've seen Ulvana do, but I want it to be much more powerful. And I try to get a bead of flame in my hands and then launch it straight down, casting Fireball.
Okay, what level do you have to be for Fireball?
My level that I am now.
Okay, roll a d20.
10.
Yeah, so you start casting it and you throw it. Roll half your damage.
Cool.
I see this and I try something similar, but instead of a small ball that seems pretty weak, I'd like a really large ball that just stays burning.
Yep, roll a d20.
This is sort patron.
A level above you.
No, it's a current level patron flame sphere.
Okay,
I'm thinking.
Yep.
16.
Roll again.
13.
So you feel a bit of resistance as you try and forge this flame. How much damage do you do?
19.
You see it explode in flame. You hear some shrieking from beneath it, and you just hold your hand out, and a burning ball of flame just appears inside, and it starts screaming in agony and starts shriveling and burning up.
Nice. I do it, and for some reason, part of me is like uncomfortable with the screams.
And you get a pang in your leg of sharp pain just shooting down as you're holding concentration.
And this thing's not attacking us. It's sort of, after a moment, I'm like, It reminds me too much of like the deaths of the women and children around when my village was attacked, and I stopped doing it.
The flame sphere disappears. You hear it shrieking some more before it stops. Everyone roll a wisdom save.
Nope.
20.
I'm the 10.
I'll
I
just
got
keep
11.
or sipping tea. Just keep sacred flaming it.
No, 13 actually. Yeah.
You are all just terrified of nothing. This fear just courses through your body. And you're not sure where it's coming from. This creature's dead, it's gone. But you're just scared.
Let's leave. I'm terrified.
Is it gone?
Sorry?
Is it gone? Is it?
Yeah,
like-
it's shriveled away. You see some large teeth now protruding with a red mouth in the middle.
So far as the British Roman man, he would never be afraid, but I agree, should be.
Right now!
Good save. Good save.
I turn and start walking away.
Can see his legs trembling.
I'm just having flashbacks now. That memory traveling through into this. It's just
Yeah, it's burning back into your head. Fresh as the day it happened.
Slightly confused by everybody's sudden reaction to this. Of. Alright. I'll leave with them.
Walking away, I start feeling better?
No.
Excellent. I just be quiet. And keep lookout even more so now.
Whoever's leading roll survival. Probably a good idea.
Yeah. Not bad. 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you trek through most of the day.
Actually 17. Sorry.
takes me probably about 5-10 minutes from actually properly following.
Yeah, you notice Medra sort of follows you for a minute and then just stops and stares at the ground. Then sort of shakes to a little bit and follows and stops again.
Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on everybody. I won't be just trudging along without.
Well, considering I was watching the rear. Medrith, you okay?
Yes, bad memories.
About what?
There is a reason I expect the drow to attack.
You've been attacked before.
Yes. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Well, you're. Listen, I kind of feel like you're not human. But where you're from, there's different groups of people, right? Your group's different to a different group, yeah?
Yes.
So, I don't know what that drow group is like, but other drow, they could be different.
I understand the ones here are different, and I know that wasn't related to them. At least I think it wasn't. I don't know what happened. It's just... No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Just, you're far away from wherever they are. You're safe for now.
Yes, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I'll show you how I rig my cards, and I'll just show him the way I can tell which cards are like good and bad, just to distract his mind a bit.
It works a little bit, but every
Yeah.
time you break concentration just a little bit, your mind just starts swimming with these images. You feel this glow on your shoulder, and you just get this strange sense that the bird wants you to feel this horror and this pain.
Yeah. And then after a while, it just starts to fade, I assume, and so keep going. No?
But you learn to cope with it a little bit better, so you can move on.
Yeah.
But you're all just feeling this sense of horror, just swelling in your chests. Horrible memories coming back. Memories that have never even happened, just imagining the worst case scenario, what could have happened. Friends and family dead. People going missing, people hurting you, hurting the people you care about. Just keeps swirling in your head, and you just can't push it out.
I play with the ring on my finger. Make sure it's still working.
Let's
Yeah.
go to bed. And I start setting up the hut.
Is it enough time for it? Have we been?
It's, let's say, hypothetically, it was 9 in the morning you got to Jathar, it is now about 9:30.
Yeah, that's not really an option right about now. We can sit down and take a break for a while, but
Keep going, that's fine.
You figure you could probably make it to Heartsvale by sundown, if you push forward, and keep a good pace.
Yeah, it's alright. Let's go.
Guys, can you play something while we walk?
Sure. I play the song.
Something upbeat.
I don't. I played the song that my mother played for me the last night before she left.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You don't know that.
I'm sure it's a
guessing
mood
the
setter.
violin.
Yeah, it's on the violin.
Oh, tingling boy, the pipes are calling.
Jafar mimics him behind playing air violin.
Using like minor illusion noises.
Just playing air violin.
So this haunting melody just starts creeping out, echoing around the trees, and this open space and the reverberation makes it sound that much more mournful, especially to the two of you.
Valis, what is your least favourite instrument? That you have on your person, what is your least favourite instrument?
How about I carry my least favourite instrument on my person?
Out of the ones you carry, which is your least favourite instrument?
I guess the lute because it's too big.
Can I borrow it, please?
I attempt to cast fire.
Just for 10 minutes, that's all I need.
How much gold do you have?
Quite a bit, you can take it off my corpse if you want.
Good.
So
Luke Rental, going into business.
So I'll take it, and you can start playing. And I'll use my channel divinity to learn how to play the lute for 10 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, that's
roll a
what's going on.
Just like, ah!
That's not very
Roll a d20.
It's actually not too bad. So
Just on the dice.
so 14 just on the dice.
So you're playing along to this mournful tune. You're plucking strings completely out of rhythm for the first few minutes, and then it starts sort of matching up a little bit. By the end of the 10 minutes, you're playing along surprisingly proficiently.
I'd like to attempt to join in just with more like a bassy dirge sort of noise.
Like a chant, or
Yeah, sort of more like a funeral, almost a moan. That's still like just another loud
Gregorian
music.
chanting sort of sound.
Sort of, yeah.
Yep. Are you trying to do the same thing?
I'm not trying to do his magical one.
Just roll performance then.
Oh, so close. 13.
It's not too bad. It melds fairly well. It's not the best accompaniment, but it does work. As the music sort of swells together, and you finish playing, you feel a little bit better, even though it was such a sad song. But the fear's just still constricting around your brain, feeling like vines of hatred wrapping around it.
Sometimes it's good to play how you feel rather than to try and pretend, you know?
Jafar has been chugging down his catnip this entire time.
Roll a d20 for me.
9,
What's your wisdom modifier?
-1.
Not good.
You're starting to get a little bit tipsy from all the catnip.
But I'm less afraid.
You're getting more afraid now that your conscious self can't control the fear.
The anxiety is rising.
I drink more.
It continues to get worse.
I continue to drink more.
You notice Jathar from time to time now is just stopping what he's doing, and just the party moves on and he's just not there.
How long have we been travelling now?
About an hour instead of half an hour.
This is...
Alright, that's it. Everybody come here. Sit down. I'm gonna gather everybody up.
Can we see Jafar? Don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you'd stop it when he stopped.
The moment
Get away
I
or
didn't
push
see
him
him.
on.
I'd like to sort of walk up to him and like, come on, Jafar. We're part of the group.
Jafar's fine.
Everybody sit down.
That's why we need your help.
I take a couple of minutes and I switch out one of my spells and I put on protection from good and evil.
Yep.
And I will cast it on everyone, so no one can be frightened.
Yep, so you sit down and you start. How do you cast this ritual?
Oh, okay. One moment. Just gotta have a look what's required. Oh, right. Okay, that actually I have quite a fair bit of. Okay. I've got some powdered silver, iron, basically sprinkled around the middle, draw the holy symbol around it, sprinkle holy water over the middle of it.
Which holy symbol? One any of us might recognise.
No, you might have to roll a religion check for that.
Is it not the one around your neck?
Stuff's up.
Nope.
Yep, imagine he does.
It is not one of the 5 or whatever I know.
You look up just to see Jathar throwing up and bits of fish bone just spraying across the ground.
Lovely.
I essentially, I will do this 3 times and essentially get everyone to put their hands on each one. And then I'll, just do each one at a time, just touch them as I go along.
And sleep.
So this spell's cast on you. Immediately you start feeling better, but you feel there's still something fighting that inside you, inside your minds.
Let's just go as fast as we can.
You all feel up to travelling now, at least.
Probably in that level of silence, we travel quietly for at least for a few hours.
So the sun starts going down. As it does, the sky darkens, but you do see a slight glow in the distance, which you would think is probably the village.
Also, it protects them from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fiends, and undead, just in case it's...
Celestials are just about to attack you.
Stumble across the fiend town.
You know, and then I can free like a demon from there or something.
We'll keep headed to the village then.
Yep. So it's dark by the time you break the tree line. Ahead of you see the eastern gate. 2 guards standing duty.
Before we get quite to the village, there is one thing I'd like to do. That's prestidigitate any vomit or fish off of Jathar.
Yep. I imagine it was probably more of a projectile vomit after all that catnip, but maybe a little bit around the face.
I'll just walk up behind him and suddenly it's a little bit better.
If need be, we'll weekend at Bernie's him.
You just feel a bit of a ruffle through your fur. You look down. You probably don't really notice anything different. Might have just been a wind. And you head towards the village gates.
Yeah, I just casually, like it's a normal day, walk in.
So as you approach, one of the guards holding you goes, "Halt! Who goes there?"
It's Cass. We left.
Kas'Othduk.
Yes.
Oh, welcome back, sir.
We've been gone a while.
Yes, it has been some time. We thought you were dead, to be honest.
So did we.
Yeah. Well, we almost were. You haven't seen a yuan tea lady, one of my companions, come back, have you?
Oh yes, she came back some days ago.
Is she still in town?
Oh no, she left straight away. Came straight through the village out the other side.
All right. I'll be sure. We'll find her.
That means she's got what she needs. It's good.
Well, I got some business to attend to.
Oh, of course. On you go.
Thank you.
Sorry, sir. Before you go, can you have a look at my leg?
Yeah.
I twisted my ankle and there's been no one to help.
Nah, no problem. I'll just get down there. I'll just cure wounds it.
Yeah. Sort of, you see underneath his armour there is a lot of swelling as you cure wounds. It just goes down the arm.
Can I see what was wrong with it first before I fix it?
It looks like he's just twisted it.
Alright.
Stepping on something uneven.
Be sure to tie your laces tighter.
Yes, it's hard to see in the snow. Thank you very much, sir.
All good.
Is there a bathhouse in this town?
I think there might be a spring. Be your best bet's the tavern, probably.
To the north there is a hot spring.
That's right.
I think, in fact, someone was here for that hot spring, from memory. They came up for the resort. Or at least they lied about it.
I'm returning to my room in the resort. Is anyone joining me?
No, I've got to go.
Does this resort have drink?
Pretty certain they do.
Then yes.
Just to be clear, you haven't been to the resort yet.
Oh yeah, I'm just assuming.
Jafar will come.
I have to go see a friend of mine, and then I'm heading to the tavern. I might see you at the spring, or might not.
Meet us there after.
And then I'll go see Igda.
Yep.
So walking, I'd like to be Jafar. One day when we are having drinks, I'll tell you of my brother Kas'Othduk. You remind me of him.
Was he also one of the greatest rogues in the land? Was he also a greatest rogue in the land?
No.
Speaks volumes.
He enjoyed pulling pranks as well.
Jafar does not pull pranks.
Of course.
Do they have like a communal sort of like outdoor like hot spring where like all the ice around is melted because it's so?
Don't know yet.
Oh well, I thought we were conversing inside like the lobby. Well, I'll wait until we get there.
Alright, so you three head to the spring.
Mm-hmm.
That's consensus, and you're heading to the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get to the spring. It's a wooden, well, it looks like a shack essentially. It doesn't look very luxurious.
Also,
And just a wooden wall behind it.
I did manage to just get away with that book. I was transcribing it, but I did never give it back to Artie.
No, you didn't.
So I've just gone with it.
Okay, yeah, you still got the book, and he's so distracted he probably hasn't even noticed.
Yep, he was too deadpan and sent me off too quickly. He's a couple
And in
days
fairness,
later.
you probably have as much claim as he does to it, so...
Jafar would like to know where the resort is.
So would I, Jafar. So would I.
So there is a small sign that says Hot Springs, plastered on top of this ramshackle door that looks like it hasn't been looked after for years.
Does it even look like it's worth going in?
Who knows?
Is there water that's steaming?
You do see some steam rising in the background and some tall pines.
Oh, I walk in and have a peek at the hot spring.
Yeah, so as you open the door, it's just completely different to what you expected inside. It's all made of timber but perfectly finished. And you see off to the side there are some open rooms with curtains that can be drawn across. And in the middle is a giant hot spring with moss growing around the edges and large trees all around it.
Then mine is sick.
Is it the same size inside as it is outside?
Inside, behind you saw a wall. That is what is in front of the spring. It's quite large. A bit surprised to see in such cold climate just curtains for doors, but as you step in, you feel the heat from the hot spring. You figure this place just keeps warm.
Is this is that like soaps and scented oils, anything like that, or is it just a hot water spring?
It's a hot water spring, but it's very nice.
Jafar avoids all the water and finds a nice hot rock to lay on.
Yep, all around the hot spring it's very hot.
I go and get undressed out of all my like armor and shit that I've been sweating in for however long now, and just come out in just my towel, and I go out and I just sit down in the hot spring, I guess.
Yeah.
Is everyone else here?
There's a couple of people milling about.
Yeah, and you just see just like my chest and my back and my arms are just covered in tattoos that have been covered until this point. And I just sit down and just put the towel on my head and just.
Yeah, sink into the hot spring.
I do similar, except I come out in my illusionary form with an illusionary towel.
Oh, really? That's so funny.
Also, revealed is probably not that surprising, but as even in the illusionary form, there's a huge amount of scars around my left hip. And
That's the one you went on.
Yeah.
As you walk out wearing this illusionary towel, you notice that there's a couple of women just staring at you from across the hot spring.
Oh yeah.
And there's a man across the other side that is as well.
Just get some water. I don't take the towel off. It's just I've seen people wandering around in a towel. I assume that's what we wear into the water.
I'm not. My towel's on my head now.
Yeah.
I ain't nothing going on down there.
Jafar waits 20 minutes and then steps away.
Oh,
Terribly. Yeah. And
So he gets on and goes, that's better, and walks off. Super quiet and stealthy.
and then I pick up their clothes and leave.
Do I notice?
Oh, yeah. You see Jafar just picking up your clothes.
Yeah. Wait, picking up our clothes?
Yeah.
No.
I like to reach out and just try to.
I dash out the doorway.
My axe!
You taking our pack and everything and my three
Everything.
instruments? Oh, good luck.
Jathar's whole plan: get him in a safe spot and steal everything.
You hear sort of a little bit of a scream let out of one of the women in the far end of the spa. You look over to her and you see her staring at Medrith, and all of a sudden he's reached out and there's a giant glaive-looking axe coming in his hand.
Did you actually reach out and grab it?
I reached out and it appeared in my hand.
Oh god.
I'm just like, what the hell? What in the hells?
They kind of look panicked for a minute, and then they look around, look at each other, and just calm down, noticing he's not swinging at anyone.
Medrith, put that away. It's relaxation time. Say axe be gone.
Axe be gone.
It's sitting in your hand.
Well,
I put it down next to me.
Go, axe, go!
go catch an axe. Sorry, you said what you said.
I was going to place it next to the spring.
Yeah.
Is it really noticeable, all the scars all over your left hip?
Yeah, it would be.
Does it look like lots of like series of cuts, or what does it look like?
It would probably look like a really deep and it looked like a very large, deep dagger wound, but it looks also like considering. Yeah, I reckon you can. Looks like it would have been probably a very poisoned blade, especially considering what Medrith has said. You'd recognise it as that.
Is that from the attack you're talking about?
Yes, it was in the back, just above the hip as well. Yes. Yes. They made sure I could not chase them, but I could stay there and watch.
And you've never fully recovered?
No.
Do you think that there's magic or something that could help?
There is. And I look up at Malin. Malin takes the pain when he chooses to.
I see.
But I can cope.
Do you want it?
I have no choice.
Well, I've seen you fight. You walk with it with honor.
I know you mean that as a compliment, so I'll take it as such. But in a fight, you feel no pain. It is easy to fight.
Well, I also seen you walk 3 days straight. You keep pace. Apart from the one part where you didn't keep pace at all, but we don't talk about that.
You're outpacing me. I was very impressed.
Well, I haven't been stabbed in the back. Well, not with a knife.
Recently.
Yes.
Go back to relaxing.
You see a little halfling man with a big smile sort of walk around the pool edge looking right at both of you. Comes up behind you and crashes down. Excuse me, sirs.
I realise it's not just our lip.
Yeah, what's
There is a matter of fees we need to take care of.
how much does it cost?
A gold a night to stay here, unless you want the executive suite. That is free tonight.
No, we won't be staying here, but just to use the facilities.
Oh, that would be 3 silver.
3 silver? No problem.
I do not have any money on me. It was all in my package.
That's alright. We return tomorrow with 10 gold.
Oh, he looks between you, a tiefling covered in tattoos and a large man covered in scars with an axe right next to him. He goes, yeah, okay, no worries. We'll see you then.
We're in the employ of Kas'Othduk. Of
Oh, Cass, yeah, good man. A good dwarf. I probably shouldn't call him a man.
He is a man?
Well, no. My mistake.
Okay, I will keep that in mind.
I am male.
Fires outside while they're discussing this, building 2 nice snowmen. And dressing them in their outfits.
Raw performance.
Please roll well. Aww.
They look terrible.
They start melting a little bit as you're building them, with the hot spring coming out.
I make sure to make one of them get blood.
So the halfling man sort of just disappears, going about some other duties. Cut to the inn.
Sorry, is there like a front desk or something that we like walk past probably?
Yeah, sort of like a little entry booth.
So, do I see Igdur in there?
Yeah, you see him sitting across by the fire with a big mug of ale, staring into the fire. Looks like he's had a long day at work. Especially without you to help, you figure he's been working quite hard.
I'll walk over there and just plant my hammer down right next to him. Actually, I'll plant the ancient dwarven forged hammer down right next to him.
He looks up surprised. He goes, Cass! It's good to see you, mate.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
I wasn't sure you would be, to be honest.
Well, almost wasn't.
By the gods, what is that?
That's
looking at the hammer.
old.
It certainly looks that way.
I also found this, and I pull out the book, and I hand it over to him.
He looks at it and just his eyes widen. He's like, you found it?
Bad news. Somebody found it first.
Who?
Worshippers of Abbathor.
Spits on the ground and then kind of looks up a little bit shocked, making sure no one saw him do it.
And I'll lead in and quietly go, Abbathor is being released.
Abbathor's being released? What do you mean?
I did it by accident.
By the gods, Cass, what have you done? He throws the book back across the table at you.
Yeah. I need to go talk to somebody in the temple.
You might need to talk to more than that.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. And I'll give him a brief rundown of like a negative energy plane and start flicking through my journal of all the little tidbits that I've like stumbled across.
You start filling his brain with all these things he's never even considered. He's stop. I just can't right now. It's been a long day.
Do you want to buy a couple of bottles? We'll go up to the spring. I'll pay for you.
Maybe more than a couple.
I'll go buy a couple of bottles of the strongest shit I've got.
Yeah, pretty easy to do. They've got some pretty strong alcohol up here. It's their main recreation.
Yep. And so I'll grab about 5 bottles.
Yep.
And start making my way up to the hot spring with Igta.
He's sort of following just side by side. Abbathor.
Yeah, it's a little bit of nasty business. There's a forest drow living up in the mountains as well.
Oh, I've heard rumors of them.
They're quite nice. They're a little bit ornery about meeting new people, but good folks.
Hopefully they deal with Abbathor before you have to.
Yeah, they're more concerned about the negative energy plane.
I don't blame them. So, the moon. That was really you.
Yeah.
You fool.
Took a pretty sizable hit for that as well. But I hopefully should be able to stop it. Hopefully. Probably not. But I'm going to try.
Well, I'd usually warn you against danger, but that's the least you can do after what you've done by the sounds of it.
Yeah. I got a lot to pay back at the moment.
So you get across the springs. That's a fairly ramshackle-looking building door that's rotting on the front. You see 2 snowmen, poorly built, dressed in what looks like very, very familiar armour.
Does one of them have a golden hammer strapped to its side?
Yes.
No.
Well. No, there is a big, small.
There's a rip in part of your cloak, though.
I will.
There is a little ball next to him as well. A little hat.
I will just grab pants, and that's it. I'll just take the pants off of it and then go inside.
Yep.
One moment, these belong to my friends.
He just sees you walk up and grab pants off of a snowman.
Yeah. Walk in there, and when I see these two are like missing something, and I'll drop them on the ground next to them.
And that's about the point where Beatrice realizes the hammer.
Look over, is it like sitting on the ground?
It's just sitting completely upright, the hammer end down and the handle pointing towards the sky, letting off a radiant glow.
I'll go pick it up, and I'll give Igor a look at it, like sit it on the ground, like give it a shot.
Okay. He grabs it and wraps his hand around it, and he's like, "It won't come up!" Ugh! You see his large muscles bulging. Years of smithing, forging him like iron, pulling it up, and it's just not moving.
And I'll just lean down and pick it up.
He sort of looks over and goes, "Is there a button?"
No, damn thing's enchanted. Took me like a day and a half to lift the piece of shit.
Took some of us one go.
Doesn't seem worth it. It's a nice hammer, but...
Well, it also made this. And I'll point out that you're like ornate as shit armor that I'm wearing.
He sort of goes up and starts tapping. I was like, "That was yours."
Yeah, my old ratty armor.
So that's where we've been these weeks, making armor look pretty.
It took 3 hits.
3 hits.
This took 5. I sort of call out.
I'll go up to a rock and like, give me one of your daggers.
Okay. Pulls out a dagger. It's the only one he's got on him. He always carries it.
I always do my smithing in hot spring too.
I'll just take it over to a rock, and I'll just like, and give it a crack.
Roll a d20.
12.
Yeah, you see some strange runes just trickle up the blade, almost like water, and they set there.
Flick around and hand it back to him.
Holy shit!
Appropriate reaction.
He looks around to make sure no one's watching. Someone is. He sort of waits a moment. When they're not, he goes up to a tree, stabs it, and just goes like butter straight into it. Holy shit! What is that?
It's mine.
It's communal. It's borrowed.
You best be careful who sees you with that.
It's the hammer.
What hammer?
His hammer.
Whose hammer, boy?
And I'll just... More.
Moradin's hammer. And we're going to get a break. Stick around, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone viewing and for everyone chatting. We're just going to go to a break for about 10 to 15 minutes, so make sure you don't go anywhere, and we'll be back soon.
Nowhere.
Right, hello everyone and welcome back. Before we kick off, I just want to say a huge shout out to Laura's Legendary Loot, who's provided us with these amazing customised Tabletop Fables dice rolling trays.
15 and 11.
15 and a floor. So a huge thank you. Thank you so much, Laura. I'm hoping you have a chance to watch this. If not, I'm going to clip it and send it to you so you can see us thanking you live. Another quick thing. Everyone who hasn't entered and lives in Adelaide, don't forget to enter the competition to go see Dice Paper Roll live at Fringe. Entries close tomorrow night at the end of our next stream, so get in quick while you can. Alright, so where we left it off, we're all in the bathhouse.
Yes.
Igdor, seeing this hammer, is just completely flabbergasted. It's sort of getting on in the night now. You've been there for a little while. You see people have slowly taken off to their separate rooms, pulling the curtains behind them.
Is it mostly just us in here now?
Pretty much all just you.
We are getting
I think he just.
wide go away.
Also, I think he just like mic dropped the hammer.
Yeah.
How many floor balls did we lose?
Well, it's all stone here, so luckily none.
Okay.
Jafar isn't in the hot spring, he's next to it. Reclining.
You see the halfling going around. There's torches lit that light up. He puts out half of them, smiles at you, and then disappears.
I go out and get my my loot and come back in, and I'll just be like reclining on some nice little warm rocks with the towel over me and just playing softly, just really relaxing.
After Igdor gets over the initial shock of Moradin's hammer and sort of settles in and relaxes a bit, he just strips off completely naked and just cannonballs straight to the hospital.
Classic dwarf.
You get a great view from where you're sitting.
I run away as he cannibals in to avoid the water. And I come back.
At some point about then I'll go and get all my stuff and just dump it in the corner. All these like really like the dwarven quality weapons and the scale mail that's half just junk and half drow stuff with the wooden axe.
As you're doing that, throwing it all down, you turn around and just see Igdor's hungry eyes looking at it all.
It's like, I know.
By the gods. That's some fine weapons right there.
More than I need.
Oh, is it now?
But an adventure always needs gold. And I jump in the water.
He looks like he's about to say something and you just go under.
Jafar attempts to run away again.
Where's that halfling? We need to get
Pretty
some,
easy for you to do.
we need to get some drink.
The halfling's gone.
Jafar has drink.
Not fish water.
Cass has
Yes,
drink
no
now
fish
too.
water.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna offer me any, Cass?
Well, I dropped down 5 bottles with the hammer, so
Oh god,
You dropped them.
no, for people to share. I'll go for it.
You go over and there's 4 there.
What are they? Just
They look like very strong dwarven alcohol spirits.
And
of
now
some
bottle.
sort.
Delius.
yes.
Bottle.
I'll take one and put up. I don't have any cups with me. I guess I drink from the bottle.
All friends here.
I just like a little bit of class every now and then. We've been underground, living in our own piss and shit for a while.
Jafar, join us.
I'm laying next to the hot spring.
His stealth checks are doubled when Mitchell is drunk.
Why are there 2 Jathars there?
I'm gonna try an old trick. This is it's a spell that is out of my current capabilities. I'm gonna try and control water.
Sure, D20. Doesn't work.
No. Just like looking at Jafar, avoiding the water. I'm just gonna be like,
What you doing, Cass?
what?
What are you looking at me?
He's cleaning himself.
I've had a bit to drink.
You look over and you see an empty bottle sitting next to Igdor, and he's big smile on his face. All right, I got this now. He pulls up, standing up out of the wall, completely naked, dripping in water. Walks across the Morden's mirror and
I start playing like a build up as he's walking over and inspiring him as well.
He grabs it and
Plus a D8.
it just won't move any. He kicks it and stubs his toe. Go down, hopping around.
Lift with your knees.
Shut up, Cass. Watch out below! He just comes running back in and cannibals back into the water.
So Cass, as I'm still somberly playing. Did you ever tell us how you got that massive scar?
I've been washing the blood and crud out of it
Out of your beard?
while we've been in here, so you can see, it's a lot more prominent now. It's just deep and stretching all the way down my neck. Like, it almost seems like my jugular wouldn't exist because the way it kind of carves into my neck. You know the mountain we were on, the one that was
I am familiar, yes.
I was in that when it did it.
Shit.
Point blank blast just threw me out of a mountain.
So you've done it 3 times now, I think?
Yeah, roundabout.
What?
And you walked away,
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say I walked.
but you survived.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheers.
Drink to that.
Parking stop. That's why I cast it so short. The mountain squished him.
That's the best joke Jafar's ever said.
The unfortunate thing is I was the only one that made it out.
Then I do like the bit of the. I'm one of my homies, but it's just like a little
Into the
picture.
hot spring that
Yeah.
disappears under the bubble.
Jafar just drinks it straight.
What caused it? Just the rock falls, or? I mean, I guess you were unconscious when it happened.
Well, no, I saw it happen.
Was it like an out-of-body experience?
No, I mean, I saw exactly what caused it. Basically, long story short, I was looking for that when it pointed to the hammer. And the moment we found it, one of my men turned. Something came over. Just
How?
he picked it up, had a dead look in his eye.
Picked it up first go.
Yeah, didn't seem like it bothered him.
Shit.
And just smacked it on the forge. Whole mountain just went.
Wasn't himself.
Well-
What if he betrayed?
I can't exactly tell you. I mean, I saw a brief glimpse. I was too distracted by everything else that was around me, and then wipe.
Shit.
Saw him pick it up. Saw him slam it down.
When he slammed it, did you get the scar?
Well, I basically woke up with half a mountain on my face. My jaw was barely connected. I had to put myself back together before I could get moving again.
At least they didn't get your good side.
I don't have a good side anymore.
Good side.
It used to be my good side.
Well, I mean, that's the side you show in battle, for sure. Depends what you use it for, it could be a good side.
Yeah.
How long ago did it collapse?
It was about 40 years ago.
Shit.
My father hadn't been born then.
Yeah.
How old are you, Medrith?
I'm less than 20, I know that, and more than 10.
Can you count it on 2 hands?
I can count, yes. I just have not kept track.
How many sons?
Well, it's one each day.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Count the
sons.
sons.
1, 2, 3. When he gets to about like 70, I assume he's like 71, 72, 73.
Jafar starts whispering in
I'm
his
gonna let it go.
41, 67.
Like, I'm gonna make a wisdom save. 102, 103. 104.
I move away from that part of the house.
Igor's just watching this and goes, I need more drink for this. Climbs back up out of the hot springs and just wanders, stumbling a little bit over to where the entrance is. Starts rifling under the counter for more alcohol. He's not a good house guest.
I'll lean out of the out of the spring into like my crap and essentially throw in like 5 gold and tell him to head down to the inn and grab some.
He does. Completely naked.
Yeah, I was
Wanders out
exactly
into
what I was
the snow.
expecting.
All your shit stuff's out of the way.
So he wanders out into the snow and you see him disappear into the snow flurries.
But people aren't paying attention. Megadeth deliberately skips some numbers. 2,478, 2,479,
Jafar was paying attention.
2,450, 4,028.
Now, what does that equal in years?
I don't know. What is it? Each year is 400 days.
Ooh.
Yeah, depends on which
You
calendar
gotta-
we're running by.
You gonna break it to him?
You're up to about 5 years old now.
Get like then.
He's a big fella.
Alright, so Medriff is 5 years old. We've discovered this. Excellent.
No.
It's been a few years since my coming of age.
We're the only ones in this hot spring, right?
Yeah, everyone's gone to bed now quite a while ago, especially the last few stragglers saw you guys getting drunk and carrying on a bit, and they're like, time for bed.
Alright. Seeing as how we're the last people here, I'm quite pissed. Murdreth,
Yeah,
what do you look like?
I have more scars than this.
What do you
Show us.
show us? Show us! Show us! Show us!
Let me roll a peer pressure dice. I don't know if that's a good or a bad result.
You're too drunk to realise anyway.
Sort of hold out my hand, and I try to focus to do like a sort of more controlled illusion, and start pulling it back. And the hand is much larger. There's claws. Skin's dark grey, even more muscly than already. Starts pulling back.
Shit, you swore.
There's like scars everywhere, just from various like rough heights and stuff. Starts going back. Eventually, it sort of keeps going up, reaches the shoulders that become far more hunched and muscular, up to about there. Basically, no neck. So he should be. If he had a neck, he'd be 7'2" rather than 7 foot. But his head's sort of like that. But more grey, sort of certain amount, like fair amount of like short, spiky hair across. And it comes up, and you starts revealing long black hair that's got like little bits of beads and bone in it. Eventually reaches the bottom of the head, and you see, probably not to your surprise, two very large tusks. Goes back up, sort of a porcelain nose, it's more dark grey skin, long black hair that flows down. His eyes switch from a blue colour to bright red, and eventually you see a very large orc.
Are you full orc?
Yep.
Jafar is amazed. You are the same as him, and I did a reverse, so I just illusion and all calm.
I see Jafar doing this like, I think it's time for my reveal too. And I start turning myself into a tabaxi.
You do remind me of my brother then.
And it turns out I've been a drow all along. I know, I've got no magic. It's yeah.
Yes.
So why the illusion?
Makes sense.
I mean, I gather somewhat that most people aren't shaking hands friendly with orcs, but even when we're out and about.
I have been asked to travel these lands, and like this, people see me and attack. Well, I'm happy to bury my axe in them. Malwyn prefers it that I do not.
Well, I agree with him. Axe embedding is not the best conversation.
So
You
what's
can learn a lot more with words than with axe blows.
what's an orc doing
Yeah.
all the way out
Are you
here?
the sole survivor of your... Are you a clan? Like, what is the terminology here?
I did not come out here to pick up the hammer.
I gathered that. I didn't even think I'd find it there.
So he's sort of a smile, but with the huge tusks up. Eventually, once he stops concentrating on it, though, the illusion does start to reform. It's like he has to will it down. But for the moment, it's still up, but it's just very slowly will start to reform.
Does the bird control that?
Yes, I can control it, but Malwyn is better at it than I am. But no, my village were killed, yes. Even the women and children.
What
And you were the last one?
They left me alive, for it was me that brought the drow down upon them. Well, not just me, but the drow blamed me for what happened.
What happened?
We do not raid and we do not expand into the lands of the dwarfs or the humans or the elves. This has been the way for 15, 20 generations now, since King Kas'Othduk made the tribe of many arrows. Since the dwarves fought for us to have our own lands.
Did you say the tribe of many arrows?
Yes.
That's the name of your tribe?
It is the kingdom of many arrows now.
Do you know what the Eye of the Overseer is?
I've seen them, yes.
Well,
Why?
I need one. I need one bad. And I'll kind of like shake my junk off. And I'll get the book out. And I'll just walk over to Medris and like lay it down from a dump. Is it in common or is it's in like dwarvish?
Dwarvish.
Yeah. Just kind of like this here. And I'll point out the line. Basically describes how I need an Eye of the Overseer. Now, as I am to understand it, they are basically all in the possession of the Kingdom of Arrows, or whatever it was.
Kingdom of many arrows, yes. Not as many as there once was. Over the past, my lifetime and my father's lifetime, many of the orcs have disagreed with our settled life. It was only recently, thanks to the efforts of the Dwarves of Mithril Hall, that we returned to being a peaceful kingdom. Relatively peaceful. But they're symbols of champions.
Would they, so they wouldn't be too defensive to visitors or foreigners?
The kingdom is fine, but I will not give you one.
Will I have to fight for one?
Yes,
But I
would have to fight for one.
Alright. So a foreigner wouldn't be able to obtain one even if he proved himself?
No.
Alright. Well, at least we have you.
I could steal one for you.
Did I tell you what happened to my brother?
Is this
But I just don't know.
Cathar?
Cathar, yes. He challenged someone from a different tribe. And now I have fewer brothers. This is our way. I've lost many brothers to this. But if you really wish one, it could serve my purposes to get one from the man who killed my brother.
Well, 2 birds, 1 stone. That sounds like a plan.
I like the sound of this.
Hell yeah.
It's about at this time you notice Igdor stumbling back with quite a few bottles of alcohol, stumbling towards you. As he gets forward, you notice his face is very red. As he gets closer, you see a lot of finger marks where it looks like he's been slapped quite profusely.
Making friends.
Always. Drinks are on me! And he just throws the bottles out into the water and they start sinking. And he goes, oh shit! And jumps in and starts grabbing them.
Oh, yeah.
The Kas'Othduk's technically on you. Didn't you give him the money for that?
Yeah. That's okay.
He might have paid for it.
Where was he keeping the money?
Why did you get slapped? B, these markings you have, they remind me of kill markings and other battle prizes. Are yours like that?
Some. Others just look cool.
Any stories you wish to share? We have a way amongst my people that if a man can tell stories of the scars he took in battle from dusk to dawn, then he's a true man. True warrior.
That's cool. I like that. I show you my forearm, and on there's a violin crossed with a fencing sword. I say, this represents my mother. She taught me music and how to fence from when I was a little boy. And then I show you my other one, and there's a hand flourishing coins between its fingers. My father taught me how to make money using words rather than swords, I guess. And then I have another one up high in my arm of like just a pair of lips being shushed. Reminds me to keep secrets because it's better off when people know less.
Should you be telling me that then? How do you drink that?
That's all you're getting out of me. I finished my drink.
We come from very different places then.
But still somehow similar.
My mother was not allowed to own a weapon, nor was my wife. And my father would never have used words in such a manner. He would only have used force, and did.
Well,
Which is why he holds his position.
what position does he hold?
I have not been there for some time. But he was a war chief.
Oh. Impressive.
But then most fathers are.
Is that being a son of a war chief, is that...
Common.
Well, still sounds cool.
There is pressure, but it is better than being the son of no one.
You like my sister.
Wait.
What?
There's girl dwarves?
They're very
Jafar would
similar.
like to know about.
Well, bring him to me! Igdo takes a big swig.
Igdo. Does Igdo have any like scars or anything on him?
Yeah, heaps.
Tell me how you got that one.
That one I got from Smithin.
He's not very good.
Who's Smithin? Did you kill him?
What? Why are there two of you? Ugh. Why are there two of all of you?
Splash him.
Ugh. Where'd that come from? Starts drinking again.
I start playing the lullaby again. Watch this, guys.
Roll of performance.
Yes. 24.
You're gonna regret this, just so you know. Indoors takes a few swigs and you see his eyes starting to flutter close. He leans back and puts his arms on top of the outside of the hot spring and just closes his eyes and he just starts very gently snoring. And as he does, the natural buoyancy from his large body just brings him floating back.
Behold, the dwarven man.
Looks kind of small.
The fact is, he probably would have done it even if he wasn't asleep.
Wouldn't have taken him long.
We cut to the chase real quick.
I'll sort of grab his drink as he's dropping it.
Precious.
I'm gonna turn around and just like lean on the outside.
Yeah.
You hear sort of like a light bubbling, breaking up the other bubbling.
Oh.
And just smell rotten eggs.
Oh.
Jafar is laying completely naked next to you.
And prestidigitation the smell away.
The entire time that you've turned around.
That's
Can we tell?
I don't think we can
Like
tell.
a French girl.
And it's obvious that he just licked himself clean.
the question.
He's been doing that.
I ask myself the age-old question: does it go inside of him?
What's our plan?
Well,
This Three Skulls tribe. They are to the east of the kingdom of many arrows. It is not too far travel away.
Where are we going then?
well, I need something
This
only
thing.
he can get
And what do we need it for?
to
That is
build
a good
the.
question.
I need it to build the Eye of Abbathor. You know that red
Yeah.
glowing thing he had in his head?
Yeah, but were we about to fight snakes or something? What do we need that to find snakes? Oh, this is... Listen, we signed up for books.
Yeah. Yeah, you signed up for books and ended up fighting giant snakes.
Poorly. Very poorly, might I add.
Yeah. We didn't really do a lot.
No?
Well,
I shattered one of the scales.
Do you know that?
I hit it with the hammer.
I didn't see it.
I heard it. I felt it.
Well, I mean, well done.
Where's the scale?
It was dark.
Jafar does not believe you. Jafar thinks you're lying.
Roll for offense.
Oh, damn. Roll for offense.
Just because I am the greatest warrior in the land.
Jafar does not think you're even the greatest orc in the land.
That is
Oh.
true. I'm not even an orc.
You're an orc. We literally had this big reveal less than 10 minutes ago.
Jafar is the greatest orc in the land. No, I'm not.
You have more claim of it than I do. An orc such as me is not considered an orc. I should have just... There is a reason you do not see orcs with injuries such as mine.
You get to decide what you are. He's the greatest rogue in the land.
Jafar is the greatest rogue in the land.
Yeah, sure. He says he's the greatest rogue in the land. He says he's a fuck. He says he's a fuck up.
I am the greatest fuck up in the land.
I got you.
No,
Actually, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Not even a competition.
We're all the fuck ups. To being fuck ups. I guess it's just me and you then. I think we should sleep though.
As you cheers, you just ignorantly I'll drink to that.
Oh, Christ.
I sort of like lean over and pour some drink in his mouth.
Just sort of dribbles over his lips and mats in his beard a little bit.
I know how it feels not to be considered one of your people. It's you don't see many dwarves up here. It makes us uncomfortable usually. Some of us enjoy it. Igor doesn't mind, but he does a little. Sets my knees. I'm not allowed to go home ever again.
Where's your home?
And that's south.
Why not?
Well, I've been, I guess you could say, banished. I'm not allowed any dwarven hold.
But I mean, this is before you raised the evil god and all that shit. What could you have done to get you banished?
Like I said, you know that mountain that I dropped on my own head? Well, I didn't drop it on my own
Yeah,
head.
that wasn't your fault though. Were you not meant to be there?
It was my team. I didn't tell my superiors about it. I let a small group out of it, hoping for glory. I didn't want anybody to get there before me. My own arrogance cost me the lives of all my friends. And when I went back and tried to explain the situation to them, they figured that I was better left to deal with my own shame alone.
I sort of get up out of the tub and stumble over with a perfectly dry illusionary towel and pick up
Fluffy.
Moradin's hammer and walk back and go, if it'll help you get home, it's yours now.
Take it. It'll help.
Roll insight.
For once, I roll good when I actually need it.
That's wild.
So 22.
So the words, as Medlith hands it to you, you feel just this underlying connection from the words. It's something far deeper than the words convey as he hands the hammer to you.
Sit back in the water, can I speak? Hopefully not enough that I'll forget that. That'll be a poor memory check tomorrow.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think we need to sleep. You guys didn't arrange rooms or anything, did you?
No.
You do notice there's a few rooms that are darkened but still have curtains open that you could probably just go into and hopefully pay in the morning.
Do you want to give me a hand getting this drunk fart home?
Yeah, sure.
Why not just leave him floating? It's kind of nice.
I mean, he's gonna roll over in his sleep. He's gonna drown himself to death.
Or someone's going to wake up to a horrible sight in the morning.
It's a nice water feature.
I just basically grab him and say, yoink.
All right. I'll grab a towel, I guess, and then go drop him off at home.
So as you get the towels, you try and wrap around. They're just too small to fit around him.
Oh no, around me.
Around you? Yeah.
Fuck him. he's done this to himself.
So how are you carrying him home?
I don't care if he's naked. It's not this.
I'll grab him by the leg, I guess. Just hold it in front of me.
That's not his leg.
Roll a dex check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, you said? Oh, wow, 14.
So you're going through this fairly deep snow, And about halfway back, you stumble and just drop to your knee, and Igor just flops over the top of you, landing in the snow like a snow angel. His beard splayed to the side.
I have this. I pick him up
I'm not ready yet.
and I throw him.
Roll strength check.
22.
He hits the snow and just plows and rolls over. It's like,
I then carry him the rest of the way. Chuckling to myself.
So you get to the smith. There's a large forge outside. The embers are still warm from his day's work. Behind there's a door which leads to his fairly simple home. A very large, wide bed for him.
Is the forge the warmest part?
It's outside of the house,
Okay.
under cover.
I snicker to myself as we walk in. I grab 2 manacles off the wall,
Yep.
and I'm just like, I'll manacle his leg and his arm together, just one side, and then just like roll him onto the bed,
Yep.
slap him on the ass, and walk out.
I get a witch's hat from nowhere and just leave it there.
You just hear him go, "Get out, Mum!"
Get a pineapple, just in the middle of nowhere, just pineapple.
It's subtropical up here, right?
Head out. Do I happen to see any booze? Natural 20 on perception.
On the way out, there's a few bottles in his house.
Alright.
For a guy that you're meant to be taking out for a good night, you kind of ruined his day. At least when he wakes up tomorrow. So you head back to the springs.
Why do I get an natural 20 then? Oh, it's the best time.
Alright.
I'm just going to crash him under the side rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still drinking.
I'll leave money on the counter for him. The halfling.
I'll grab it on the way in. Grab the money he's left on the way in. Just swipe it from the desk.
Yep. They're already disappeared into rooms, or Jathar's lying by the pool drinking.
My thinking is actually noble.
Sure.
And you just go into a room, collapse.
Yep.
And the night turns over.
After an hour or so, Trava's gonna get up and find me. Nope.
No. You wake up the next morning to the sunlight hitting your eyes as you're next to the hot spring. A couple of people wandering very deliberately along the other side of the pool. You, even through your drunken stupor, had just horrible nightmares in your sleep, just screams of anguish and pain, and you wake up with a level of exhaustion. But when you wake up, it feels like your mind's starting to clear and that fear's going.
I'm really thirsty, so I grab the nearest thing I can find and drink it.
It's the hot spring.
No, it's whatever I stole from the dwarf house.
Yeah, that's strong.
I do the exact same thing, but I roll over and feel better.
Luckily, because you're outside, you were the first one awake, so no one in your
Am
party
I
will see you.
actually awake?
You are now.
Right, how badly hungover am I?
Pretty hungover. Feeling very seedy.
I pick up my bottle and start drinking.
Hair of the cat.
That was my plan as well. Just a couple of swigs, just maybe throw up a little.
Why not? Treat yourself. So you'll have a couple of swigs. It's a party, right?
Walk outside, sort of with my orcish diapers, and just like, and not hungoverness.
You see the halfling sort of walking around doing something, kind of looks up at you, smiles. Morning! Keeps working.
I go through my pack. Did you keep my money?
No.
I just take like a handful and hand him, just put down like 14 coins, gold.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed your stay.
Yeah. Water?
Yes, certainly. He goes around behind the counter.
That's for that as well.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You need more?
Worth more than that, but
I give him another handful and there's like 12 coins. So it's total 26.
That'll do. Thank you. Just a minute, and he goes into one of the unoccupied rooms and comes back out with a bottle of water.
Trafalgar walks out of the hot spring at this point and just slaps a dead mouse on the counter and then walks out. And he's off to find some food.
As I come out and putting all my armor back on, I'll put Valle's stack of coins there, and then 10 gold coins And then just, I'm really sorry.
That's quite alright. At
Here's
this point,
four-
looking at this giant.
Here's 4
five-coin
gold for
building.
yourself.
Oh, thank you. Should I be expecting to find something?
No, but Igden may have thrown up while I peed in the hot spring a little bit.
Oh, it's unnatural. It will take care of itself, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, goodbye now.
Wander off, get outside, get the snow.
Behind you, just hear Travis. I'm so sorry. I don't know them. I'm so sorry. Here, I'll give you a refund. And you've all left the springs. You see just in the distance heading in towards the inn.
I'm gonna go stop in to see Igda.
He's asleep. He passed out, still manacled, naked on top of the bed.
I've forgotten about that. Chuckle to myself, walk over to the forge, get like the biggest smithing hammer I can see, and just beat the shit out of the handful to try and wake him up.
It doesn't take long. What the hell? You hear him thump. Sounds like he probably tried to get out of bed unsuccessfully.
All the bruises are now your fault.
No, I'll say he drank it.
What the hell's out there? Oh, my head!
No, it's just me.
What happened? Where am I? I'm home.
You got mighty drunk.
I hope so. Would you come in here, please?
You a little bit tied up? As I walk in the door.
You son of a bitch, was this you? Get me out of here.
Where do you keep the keys?
I don't know.
Well, this is going to be difficult, isn't it?
Check the cupboards over there.
Just start searching for them.
Roll a investigation check.
You're exhausted.
I'm not, you guys are, because of the fear.
Okay.
It might just make it Tuesday.
13.
You do find some keys.
Is it like a big reel of them?
Yes.
Fuck.
Every manacle in town.
I just walk over and like just hold still and cover up. Start trying every key.
After quite a few unsuccessful attempts, one does spring the lock. He gets you son of a bitch, and smacks you across the head. Shuffles across to his wardrobe and starts pulling out some fairly simple pants, pulling them up.
It was worth it at the time.
Why does my face hurt so much? And there's still handprints, bright red across it.
Yeah, it's still worth it.
I don't think I can work today. My head.
What do you need done?
I'll go back to bed.
What do you need done?
You've been here before. You know what to do.
Alright, fine. I'll work.
Keep it quiet.
It's a forge, Igor.
He dumps himself on the bed and grabs his pillow and just holds it over his head.
I'll start working.
If I suffocate, just let me die.
I'll start working the forge for her.
Every hammer strike is sending a sharp pain through your head at this point as well.
This is a bad idea.
So the three of you are going to the tavern?
Yeah.
Some breakfast.
You see Jatar's already ahead of you with that.
Yeah. I don't care if anyone's ahead of me today.
I guess we're just sitting, waiting for Cass.
Who doesn't turn up?
Yeah, some time passes and Castor hasn't shown up.
How hungover are we still feeling?
Fairly seedy. If you get some food, will definitely help.
I think I hear the forge ringing. I'll see if he's there. Stumble slowly that way.
As you get in, you see Claz hitting something in the hand. Every time he hits it, he just squints and shakes his head a bit. Doesn't like it, but he's working.
I'll sort of turn up and this piece of crappy metal with some drow scales armor just goes on the forge next to you. Can you fix that up?
I'll pull it over onto the anvil. I'll pull out Moradin's hammer and hand it to you. You've done it before, just give it a couple of whacks. It should make it something nice.
I already have 3 attuned items.
Roll a d20.
15.
Yeah, it just starts mending.
My disadvantage for that? Or?
No, not for that.
Yeah.
So it just starts mending the scales, merging together. At this point, the scales almost look like they become liquid. And as you pick it up, it moves almost amorphously as it waves in your hands.
Is that...
No. That's new.
So that's doing that?
Yep.
This... I'm glad it's yours.
Take that back.
What are you putting on the
The armor.
one you just made?
Yeah.
It almost feels as you put it on like you've had a bucket of water dumped on you, and it just flows and then it stops and feels like it sets into armor.
Well, yeah, the illusion's okay.
The illusion's nice, but your armor is now sticking to your body.
Flick him, is it like solid?
Very solid. Surprisingly solid, some would say.
Also, like, that's convenient. I don't need to see the buckles anymore. Well, we're having breakfast. I'll walk off.
Alright. I'll be over in a bit. I'll make a couple more things. I'll also use the hammer to make a couple of, make 3, really take something in there and make them really nice, and just to have for Igda to have in storage, to possibly sell.
Yeah, what are you trying to create?
I'll just essentially take a longsword, a great axe, and another longsword is probably the most common.
Yeah, he'd have plenty of swords and axes around the forge. Roll 3d20s. Tell me what they are in order.
6, 8, 17.
So you pull the first longsword down, put it on the forge, draw the sword back to hit it, and you hit it, and the blade just starts turning like a opalescent black colour, and it spreads all over the hilt. And you watch it, and it looks like it's forming and hardening, and then just shatters into ash and floats away in the wind.
Noted. Whoops. Try the next one.
You figure this time you hit it. Once again, it just starts turning like an obsidian black and fades into ash.
That could be real handy at some point.
Yeah, but it's...
And I'll try the last sword.
Yep. You hit it, and this one, the blade glows gold for a moment, and looks like a pattern of leaves start wrapping around it, almost like they're growing around this blade, but in the steel itself. And wraps to the tip and just stops, and the blade looks amazingly sharp.
I'll take... I imagine he's got something ornamentally on a mount.
Yep, there's a skull on a mount out here.
I'll see if I can get the sword up on it.
Yep, so the antlers sit pretty evenly. You could sit it on top.
Yeah, I'll just get up on there, put it on display, and then I'll go smack Igda awake and tell them we're going to go have breakfast.
You are on now, piss off!
I grab my leg and start dragging him. Come on, it'll help. Stop complaining, because I'll be a baby.
Check.
Now what?
He grabs onto the top of his bed. Piss off, Cass!
Shaking him a little bit.
He just hurls a pillow at you. Tell you to piss off! And rolls over and covers his head up.
Oh, you're a stubborn ass. Alright, fine, stay here. I was going to cast Hold Person on him just to tell him so he stayed there, but I won't be a dick.
You really don't need to.
Now! Alright, well, I'll head over to the inn.
Yep, so you all meet up at an inn. You all meet at a tavern.
A few episodes late, but... Have you ordered anything?
I'm eating seconds right now.
On the table there's just piles of bacon and eggs and fresh toast that looks like it's been grilled on a wood fire.
You now know where my table manners come from.
Pot of beans in the middle that's still steaming. You all sit around eating. After eating, you do start feeling better.
I pull out a deck of cards. Who would like to play a game of cards?
Are you asking the room at large?
Yes.
I will.
They remember you know if they do not.
I
I
will
haven't
play
played
you.
cards while someone's here.
You spent like 2 weeks here.
Yeah. Alright.
There's not much entertainment.
You've been here for an hour, you're asking to play cards. 2 weeks.
I walk out of the tavern, I change my outfit, and I use my high disguise to appear like a human, and I come back in.
So you see Jathar walk out the door. About 10 seconds later, another person just walks back in wearing Jathar's hat.
I would like to alter myself so I look. I can drop a foot in height. You're pretty tall, aren't you?
I'm 6'3".
Yeah. Jisala is sitting at the table, playing with a deck of cards.
But Medred's gone.
Meredith's gone.
So you walk in to see Jathar sitting at the table playing with cards.
Jafar is very handsome. Who would like to play a game of cards?
I would. I am the greatest rogue in the land.
How selected they come.
Who else would like to
I
play
am
cards?
undefeated. I will challenge you for all of my gold.
The bartender looks up to him. He's issued a challenge, boy.
I, Jathar, will challenge you.
I warn you, I've seen him play cards and he's bloody good.
My reputation versus a copper piece.
Alright.
Beautiful.
So you can even use your cards. I am that confident in my skills, for I am Jathar, the greatest rogue in the land.
Roll a performance check.
Also known as Trevor.
Is it with advantage because of the sheer overconfidence?
Did the advantage cancel out my exhaustion?
Sure.
Am I on deception?
I'll let you roll either performance or deception.
I got 18. For I
Even
plus
you're like,
is that me?
what's going on? That looks like me. Talks like me. Even shuffles the cards like me. But it's not me.
Sometimes it looks like the cards go through each other.
Alright, we play some cards.
Yeah.
You know what to do. Roll 2d6.
I'll let him win. Eight.
Aha! I got 13.
You did, sir. Damn you. I don't want to play with you anymore. You are too good. And I turn back to the rest of
Aha, yes, for no one has gotten 13 before. As it is technically impossible. But I, Jathar, and I just start laughing and the illusion starts to fade.
Who else?
Hey, no magic in the bar.
I have a migraine.
I go sit down to some random people and be like, damn that handsome Jafar. He's too good. Perhaps you would play with me.
Handsome? He looks like a big cat. Pretty for a cat, I suppose.
I'm gonna steal all that guy's money. So you want to play cards?
No, they do not.
You have slighted me.
I would like to steal that guy's money who insulted me.
It's, yep, sleight of hand.
17, I believe.
Oh no, I thought it was a different number.
Yep, 17.
You reach forward to his coin purse sitting on his hip, and you grab it and you feel it tug just a little bit, and his eyes start laying down there. You sort of pull your hand back, shrug it off, and you manage to slip your hand, unfasten it, and slip it away.
I'll walk up and eye.
So you just see this strange man that's appeared walk out the door.
Then I turn back into Jafar and I come back.
In literally the corner of nowhere.
I just learn and laugh.
Actually, I would like to come back in as a woman and I'll walk up to Meredith and I'll just slap her.
Yeah.
And then I'll walk out.
Roll insight.
I don't. Redrith didn't roll very well and got 10. But he's very confused because he's not paid any attention to any of these non-orc women ever.
Also, you both got claws in your face.
Was that a bit clawy or was it a bit
You can
kitteny?
use the pad.
I am disguised as a half-orc woman.
But it's still, do you feel it when you feel the illusion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume you can feel the padded hand.
Children.
Oh, wait, Trafalgar wears gloves, so no.
You feel a gloved hand slap you.
I mean, I can relate in real life.
Is there any religious like a temple or anything in town?
There is a All Gods Chapel
Yeah.
where people can go to pray. It's on the far edge of northwestern corner of town.
Is there like somebody who tends it?
On and off, different people tend it.
All right. I'll go once I finish breakfast. I'm gonna head over there.
I'll come with you.
Struggle through the snow, get there though. It stopped snowing now, but it's still fairly deep.
So I'm gonna walk in there. Anybody in here?
Yes, hello.
Hi, I have a couple of questions. Are you versed in the gods?
I'm versed in Ilmater's teachings.
That's what I was hoping. I want to learn everything you can tell me about Ilmater.
Oh, he's the force of good.
Just literally knuckle down, tell me everything. I need to know.
Oh.
If you have
Okay.
documents,
Big
text.
smile. Obviously, he's tried to canvas people and hasn't got too far. You're coming to him and asking him. Yes.
Preach to me.
So he sits down and starts going through Ilmater and his teachings with you.
And essentially, I'm going to use all this later in conversation with Medrith.
So, do you know Ilmater heals even his enemies?
That seems counterproductive, doesn't it?
Well, he believes that enemies don't have to remain enemies. That by showing love and compassion and caring, perhaps those that don't will.
Does Ilmater have any enemies? Who are Ilmater's enemies?
Well, I suppose anyone that worships the dark, but no one specific. It's hard to be enemies with someone who just tries to help you no matter what happens.
Does Ilmater have a symbol or something that he is known to appear as?
Appear as, well, he appears in different ways, but some say he appears as an angelic being. Others say he appears as a simple dove.
Not now.
Well, the gods do what the gods do.
Interesting. Well, I have a friend of mine that I would like you to meet.
Oh, okay, very well.
He also is very curious about the teachings of Ilmater, and I think you'll be able to help him greatly.
Oh, well, I'm always happy to guide those who need help.
Do you want me to bring him to you? Or?
Oh, certainly, yes.
All right. I'll be back in a moment.
Oh, very well. He turns around and starts tending the altar.
I'll turn to Valius, who's with me. Like, you think Medrith is gonna be
It's worth a try.
accepting? All right. Let's go. Let's go grab him. Burst into the tavern.
Sends
No.
with a big turkey leg, ripping it apart.
There are two mirrors at the bar.
One.
Medrith and one Meredith.
One tells truths, the other tells only lies.
What is 2 + 2?
So accurate as well.
Yeah.
Medrith.
Yeah.
Straight away, you know it's him.
I have somebody that you should talk to over at the chapel.
Alright.
Alright, follow me. I'll lead you back over there.
You walk across the snow, plodding through it. Doesn't take too long. It's a fairly small village, but you come to the chapel in Hartsvale.
This is, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, my name is Arlen.
This is Arlen. He is quite versed in the teachings of Ilmater.
Very pleased to meet you.
Same. I wish to know how to speak to Ilmater.
Well, through prayer, of course.
My knowledge of prayer is very different.
Oh. Well,
I do not think that Ilmater would appreciate the teachings I was taught when I was younger of slaughtering animals on feast days and battles and mock combat and bloodshed.
no, certainly not. Certainly not. Prayer is... I like to think it as actions. The kindness you do to others are prayers in themselves.
And what does Ilmater consider kindness?
Well, in a manner of speaking, loving your enemies.
I do not understand what that means.
Well, for Ilmater, let me demonstrate. He starts pulling off his cloak and pulls open his shirt, starts unbuttoning it, and reveals a horribly twisted mass of flesh underneath his robes. It looks like it's been burnt with fire. My whole family were killed by marauders. I went for vengeance, and I found it. There was one remaining. Ilmater spoke through him, and I knew I could not go any further. I don't know if I'll ever atone for the killing, but one still survives. I forgave him. I hope my message got through to him as well.
I could never forgive the one that killed my family.
Then you'll never truly follow Ilmater.
And that's just the problem. I've been tasked with doing these things.
Tasked by whom?
Gestures up at Malwan, assuming he's on my shoulder.
Ah, yes. He kind of looks up. Just drops to his knees and hands on the ground, head bowed.
Yes. We made a deal. I go and do these things, and my family, my wife and son, and the child in her, they get another chance to make up for my failure to protect them.
You are Ilmater's chosen then. I've never met one touched truly by the gods.
I still do not understand what I am meant to do. I have the power to heal people,
Then heal them.
but who do I know who to heal?
Everyone. You must heal all. It is Ilmater's way.
But the priests healed the one that killed my family.
Yes. Such is his will.
I do not understand it.
Ilmater simply gave them a chance to be better.
But if they were dead,
Then they never have that chance.
at least my wife and son have a chance now.
As do the others. Perhaps they had children, loved ones.
Kaz, learn what you can for me, please.
I can try and help you through this process as much as I can, but the teachings I follow are a bit less kind than these. The ones I follow are a bit more of a do not let your enemies suffer to live.
That is what I understand, but that is where I come from.
But I do understand there is a necessity in kindness. We'll work on it. We'll try not to kill for the sake of killing. That's the first step.
It just seems so unnatural to me.
Arlen stands now and walks forward, placing his hand on your chest and says, "When you're quietest, listen. He will show you the way."
If you need, I can set up an area for you. You can borrow some of my candles, some incense, and you can sit and quiet and listen. Or if you have a space here that would be better suited with an altar, perhaps.
All are welcome to use the altar.
Considering what I must do for you, we will ready this for later.
Would you need to kill
Yes.
to win? You would need to kill.
It is a fight to the death.
Well, you kill him, I'll bring him back to life.
I roll insight.
16?
Yeah.
Sorry, 21.
You know it wouldn't work that way. He
Yeah.
came back here to take his place again.
But I would have won and been able to walk away with the thing.
Well, you'd also know Cass would not have a chance other than immediately after combat to do it.
Okay.
Outsiders are allowed in for trials and combat, but
Mm.
they are not necessarily welcomed as such, and they're told very vehemently to leave afterwards.
That might be an idea. We will think on it. Just as I will think on this. Thank you, Arwen.
Arlen,
Arwen.
may his light guide you.
Yes. And you.
He smiles and nods and turns back to the altar and kneels and starts praying.
Walks out a bit confused.
Follow him.
Were you guys in the chapel at the time, or were you waiting outside?
I was at the front door.
I was at the inn.
Yep, so you see them walk out. Just ask if he hasn't made an appearance. Busy trying to scam someone in cars, no doubt.
Now he's dodging food.
Find some insight at least.
Enough to understand why I was having difficulty understanding.
You find your own nature, it's not an easy thing to do.
You understand who I worshipped growing up for most of my life.
Yes. But people can change.
Well, yes, my whole people have. For he commands us to raid and take what was denied to us by the other gods. But thanks to the actions of our old king and the other dwarfs, especially, who helped us forge the treaty, we no longer do that. At least most of us do not.
Think about it this way. That could be seen as an action of Ilmater. Your people were given a chance to be better. Instead of butchered and slaughtered, one of you stood up and helped everybody find a better way to live.
I do not know. All I have heard is the stories. And there are many of his battle prowess. But some do talk in his old age that he saw other paths. This is much for me to think on.
Well, if you have any questions, let me know.
Yes. Thank you, Kaz.
It's alright. It's the best I can do.
So you head back to the tavern, regroup together. You know what you have to do next.
Told you thought I'd get down off a fucking bar.
Stop!
This is my place.
Get off the fireplace then.
So I guess we're heading to your homeland next.
Yes. Perhaps we can take some mountain ponies or something this time.
Mountain ponies.
Perhaps something bigger for me.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Well,
We'll see if we can get a cart of some kind. Shouldn't be too hard to come across.
You've lived here for a while. You know there are trade caravans that go that way you could probably get a ride with. Much cheaper, much easier than trying to find your own transport. And they come fairly regularly every day or two. There could even be one today.
Would I be reasonably close with any of the merchants, like anyone that comes in through like selling stuff to Igda?
Yeah, I mean, you would have built a pretty good relationship with the people that bring in oars and working tools.
I'll see if any of them are like due in town soon, and I'll basically get ready to. Well, I also, when Igda is sober, ask him if he knows when a couple are due in and see if I can book passage on them.
Yep, so you go to his house, he's still completely passed out. Roll a perception. It's not super high.
14.
Okay, yeah, cool. So as you turn to leave, after shaking a bit and he just keeps snoring, you do see on his dresser there is a parchment, which you remember was his incomings and outgoings, and you figure if you have a look you'd probably find the next delivery.
I'll give it a squeeze. See if I recognise anybody coming in.
Yep, so you do see a man named Yorn that you know. He was due in yesterday.
So he might be in town still.
Could well be. You know, they often come stay a night or two and then they leave, so there's a good chance if he was in yesterday that he would still be here somewhere.
Would he likely be in the spring or the inn? Probably.
More likely the inn.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll head over and ask her to have a look around and in the fucking hall, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
And I'll ask the innkeeper.
Yeah, so the innkeeper tells you, Yorn stayed here last night. I think he said he needed to purchase some goods for the way home.
Do you know from who?
I imagine the food vendor.
Alright. Well, I guess I'm on the journey to track down Yorn. And I'll go head over to the food vendor, see if he's there.
Yeah, as soon as you walk in you see him. He's finishing wrapping up a parcel, brown paper with string tied around it.
Mission accomplished.
End of campaign. Nice.
Get 1 XP for finding Yorn. Have to turn in the quest.
But it is unconscious. Yorn.
Oh, hello, Cass.
You heading out soon?
Yes, I'm getting ready to leave now.
You're leaving today?
Yes, on my way.
Do you have space for me and a couple of passengers?
How many are there?
3.
Oh, yes, certainly. I'll make the space.
Alright, do you need anything?
No, just this.
I mean, do you need anything from me?
Friend of Igdor. No. I've got this one.
I'll offer you any help I can on the road.
I appreciate that.
Alright, well, where are you? Just hold up.
Well, we're just at the gates ready to go.
Alright, I'll go get my people then. I'll be over there in a few minutes.
Sure, I'll see you there.
Alright, thank you. And I'll go collect everybody.
How quickly will it? How quick can I replenish my rations and supplies?
I mean, on the way through, if you know what you're looking for, it doesn't take long. The general store where they do sell food is basically on the way back to where you know the carriages are stowed.
I'll show you a couple of gold.
Jafar buys a whole barrel of fish biscuits.
Fish what?
Biscuits.
What's a fish biscuit?
I don't know, fish ration.
You get dried salted fish.
Alright. Good enough.
When you ask for fish biscuits, it takes them a little while staring at you kind of half sideways. And they kind of point at a few things and you shake your head and they find some salted dried fish and you nod it. Wrap it up and hand it to you. Take the gold.
I'm going to get some meat, some potatoes, some tomatoes if I can, and just basically general stuff to make a decent stew.
There's no tomatoes or anything, but there are plenty of potatoes, sweet potatoes, beef,
just
winter vegetables.
Yeah, the best I can to make a decent, reasonably nourishing stew for on the way. As a treat one night, and about like 10 days rations.
Yeah, that'd be fairly easy to find.
Yeah.
Stuck on my rations as well.
Yeah. So that probably takes you about 10 minutes. By the time you get to Yorn, he's kind of waiting, ready to go, everything's packed up. Everything seems to be stacked a little bit higher than you've usually seen it, and he's made the room at the back of the carriage for you.
Alright, everybody get in.
You see him sort of pull his furred coat up a bit and goes, can't let you travel like this, give me a sec. He pulls out some, what essentially long sticks, and puts them in the back and a bit of cloth and pulls it over and makes somewhat of a shade and a shelter at the back of the carriage for you.
Once I see what he's doing, I'll help him set it up.
Yeah. So it gives you a nod as he starts putting it all together. Alright, everyone ready to go then?
Yep, but ready as we'll ever be.
Alright, come on Strawberry, he pats the horse and starts trotting off.
As we leave the town and sort of get a view back where we are, I'd like to look up and get another look at the moon. Now it's sort of a clear direct
Yeah, it's much smaller than last time you saw it because it's in the distance. Roll inside.
18.
But still the same place.
Oh, good. Yeah. At disadvantage, I forgot. But
I have a realization. I go, oh shit! And I go, whoa, hold on 1 minute. And I just like leg it back into town, and I'm like just as well like leaving the game. Like,
Roll a dex check with disadvantage. No, not for you.
8.
So you sort of jump on the back of the carriage, sort of. The snow's a bit deeper than you're expecting. You sort of half fall into it and you scramble up.
I'm like, oh shit! 1 minute, I got something.
Okay, so Strawberry, stop.
I need to run into town. I'll go into Igda's workshop. I'll try and slap him awake for a moment. And if he doesn't rouse, like at all, I'll just like flip over his incomings and outgoings and just write a quick, I'm leaving, I've left you a gift on the mantle, blah 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 blah. I'll see you soon. If you find a way to get hold of me, please do. I'll try and send you a letter at some point, and then I'll sprint back.
Yep. So you're sort of waiting there a little bit impatiently. He's doing you a favour and you're just going, stop, I want to do things. But he's a nice man, patient man.
As I kind of jump back into the car. Sorry, I forgot to let you know I was leaving.
He'd get over it.
Yeah, well, he's currently unconscious, and I feel like it'd be a little bit of a shock.
Come on, Strawberry, let's go. He pats the side of the horse again and starts trotting off. So, I'm going to Luskin. Where are you going?
Well, we just really need to get out of the middle of nowhere so we can find our way.
Well, Luskin will take a few days.
But our end goal is east of the Kingdom of Many Arrows, I believe it was.
To the Orc tribes?
Yeah.
yes.
I've been in this business long enough not to ask questions. Come on, Strawberry, let's go. The horse picks up pace and you start going off into these heavy drifts of snow, but find a road that's somewhat clear. And that is where we're going to leave it for tonight, on the way to the Tribe of Many Arrows. So thank you everyone for joining in. Don't forget to stop by tomorrow night. Once again, huge thank you to Laura for the dice trays. And don't forget to check out the competition on our Facebook page if you are in Adelaide. But until tomorrow night, we will continue having adventures, I guess.
Yeah.
Make sure you do too.
I mean, if you insist, yeah.
Do I have to?
As long as we don't have any more giant snakes to deal with.
I think we've got a
There's in
million.
the bar.
At least 3.
Yeah, at least 3, minimum 3.
That's Tuesday, you know it's a problem.
Alright guys, thanks for stopping by and we'll see you tomorrow.